Hell yeah.
Dudes. I'm gonna share this to Radio Vegas Rocks too.
By all means.
'Cause I can.
So when I point, we're all the way going. You ready?
When you point, we go.
Hide your strap-ons, put away your biscuits, and get ready for the ride of your life. It's time for free candy in the van of Carnival. It's time for Two Clueless Dudes.
Woo!
Oh my God, we got a show for you guys today. It's gonna be incredible. We've got a very special guest. D Squared is in the house. How are you, dude?
That's right.
Thank you. Hi, how are you?
Is that the best way to look him up on social media?
Yes.
D Squared?
D-Square77 at twitter.com.
Excellent.
Yeah.
We're about 16 Four Locos deep into the day, and we're gonna have a ball. A lot going on today. So we're gonna talk. Man, there's so much to talk about today. So we're gonna get into a little bit about some superhero TV shows.
Yeah.
Some that we're currently watching.
Fantastic.
Some that we've currently watched. We're gonna get into the greatest remakes ever made. We're gonna talk about some of the best movie franchises. We've got some crazy ass news stories as always. Some mysteries, a little bit about everything. But I want to get the show started off by talking about the Umbrella Academy.
All right,
so
let's do it.
It's a superhero-esque TV show on Netflix.
Yes, it is.
And we're bringing this up because they just released
Season 2.
Your Mother. No, yeah, season 2. That's what it
Season
was.
2 just
Season
released.
2's just...
That just came out
So when did Season 1 come out?
last year.
Yeah.
So it's been on this whole time?
This whole time.
Like, I just got tuned on to it when you said, oh, we're going to talk about this Umbrella show, and then a buddy of mine recommended it this past weekend. I'm on episode,
man.
3 right now. So I'm early
Nice,
enough that I
nice.
can still kind of talk about it, but...
That's good. That's
yeah,
enough
yeah,
to get
that's
into
enough,
it.
yeah.
We got Jen watching. We got Pam. Pam! Pam's watching.
Pam, or you say
Pamela.
Panned?
Pamela.
Pam.
Pamela.
Panned. Step Brothers reference.
Yeah.
Fantastic movie.
Her name is not Pan.
I think I can help with this whole Pam,
You shush your
Pan
mouth.
thing.
You shush your mouth. You shush your mouth.
Yeah.
I love that was an option for you.
All right, the Duster in his house.
What up,
boo?
Duff?
Okay, so Umbrella Academy.
Umbrella Academy.
So getting you to watch anything is kind of like
Like pulling teeth.
pulling teeth, but you actually binged this show.
I did. I watched it in about 2 days.
Oh, okay.
That's like super rare for him. I really love the show. I thought it was good. What I liked, you had said something very interesting, Dan. You said that it kind of was very Watchmen-esque to you.
Yeah.
And I actually agree. I think there's definitely has those. It has those.
You know what?
pieces?
As dumb as it sounds, one of the first things that caught on to that was how they wear the. They look kind of goofy with the masks and the white eyes, and it kind of reminded me of the comedian from The
Yeah.
Watchmen. And I'm like,
Yeah.
that's kind of like Watchmen.
Yeah.
But another thing, I don't know why a lot of, and this is my biggest, I guess, beef with comic book shows, especially the ones out currently. Everything's so clean looking.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't like that. Like, that's one thing I don't particularly care for. Like the costumes and stuff like that. I don't know. It's how they're filming it, or it's like it's too HD to where
Yeah.
everything looks so clean. It doesn't
Or they're
look like.
putting nipples on costumes.
Well, there's that too. Yeah. Thank you,
Come on.
Schumacher. Right?
Yeah, but no, I agree with you. I do feel like it's very Watchmen-esque. Only, I hated Watchmen. I hated it.
Well,
I
I'm
thought
talking about
movie was
Watchmen the
awful.
movie.
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh,
The movie.
okay.
I thought the movie was awful. I mean, absolute garbage. But that's just me. I felt like it was. I felt like it reminded me too much of something that Zack Snyder would make.
Right.
It reminded me too much of like The Immortals, where everything was like a backdrop. They
Okay.
did a scene, and then another backdrop, and they did a scene. But I do like the characters, and I like the concept of the Watchmen.
Yeah,
I just
and-
like the movie.
And I'll say this about the Umbrella show. I'm just gonna call it Umbrella show,
Yeah.
the Umbrella Academy, whatever. Whoever knocked out the soundtrack, bravo. Like,
Yeah.
I was watching with my girlfriend, and she was dancing in the kitchen because it was like Tiffany's I Think We're Alone Now. She's
Yes.
like, what are you watching? And she's like, every song is great. So she started watching with me. I'm
Do
like,
you
I don't know, they got a
know-
good soundtrack.
Do you know who the writer and director?
No.
Gerard Way.
Who's Gerard Way?
He is the lead
That's
singer
what
of
I
My
said.
Chemical Romance.
Really? Oh,
cre-
so
He created the comic book. He wrote the comic
that's
book.
cool.
Did all the art for the comic book, and then did everything for the show.
So Umbrella Academy, like, how long has this comic book been out?
I don't know. He kind of stopped. He kind of stopped doing My Chem and started doing this. So
So we're
I
talking
would say
in the
5 years or so.
So after 2000, basically.
Yeah, after
so it's
2000,
a new
definitely.
age comic.
Oh yeah,
Okay,
definitely.
so it's kind of like on the Kick-Ass level, where it's like new stuff.
Yes.
Got
yeah,
it.
very
Okay.
new, very new stuff. Which is also nice to get stuff that's fresh. and it does feel
It
really
is.
fresh.
It's
Yeah.
fresh.
I really like their take on Klaus. It's got to be one of
Okay.
my
Yeah,
favorite
everybody loves
characters.
Klaus.
Yeah.
Klaus he's a drug addict. He doesn't like what he can do. He hates his ability.
Yeah,
Well,
his
he can talk to dead people, right?
Yeah.
And he talks to the
he
one
can-
feller.
Yeah, he talks
The
to
brother,
the one that's
Ben.
dead. the
Right.
brother.
That didn't like turn it into a squid or whatever. Sorry, spoilers.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah, yeah. But yeah, he talks to the brother, and he hates what he can do, and I think it's just a really good because he doesn't want. And then you've got the other brother who wants to be the alpha male, but he's not.
Right.
So he
Luther.
fights with everyone. Not Luther, but Diego.
Right.
Oh,
And then
Diego
you've got
wants to be-
Luther,
yeah.
who is an alpha male, but he's so angsty and doesn't know what to fucking do. half
It's all the
time.
roids.
Yeah, that he's.
And he
he's-
looks weird.
He's almost a pansy. He's
Right.
almost a ninny. He does look weird. They explain that later.
Oh.
Yeah, you'll get there.
Yeah, you'll get there.
But you know what's weird about the Diego fella? Like his superpowers is like he can throw knives. It's like
Yeah, that's
Navy SEAL can do that. Like I know he can do it where he bounces it off a matchbook, up a woman's ass and out her throat into a guy's earlobe. Like I
Yeah.
understand that
Yeah, it's
part, but
pretty
it's like how is that like a superpower though? Like
It's like Gambit.
yeah, I guess
Like
so.
a super Gambit.
I want Gambit so bad. We've had so little Gambit. I
Yeah,
miss
and when you did
Gambit.
get it, it was terrible. It was Taylor
I
Kish
know.
or whatever. You know, lighting up pool cues. All right, whatever.
Yeah, it was the worst thing about a Gambit.
But I would say
I'm
my
up.
favorite character is probably
joking.
Klaus.
Yeah,
It's his
he's fun.
I don't give an F attitude.
Yeah.
It's his
But
I'm gonna do
The
me.
kid. The
Number
kid
5.
Makes the show.
Oh, the kid's the star of the show.
He makes
the
the whole
Nightcrawler
show.
kid.
Yeah, 5.
Yeah, whoever that actor is, bravo, kid.
Fantastic.
Bravo.
So apparently he came
I'm
out
a
with the
50
comic
I'm a
book in
58-year-old man
September
trapped in a
of
boy's body.
2007.
Oh,
right.
7. Okay, so yeah.
So it
I
is
said
new.
5 years, so
Yeah, it's
a little
cool.
longer than that. But well done.
Very well done.
You're only-
And the season, like I said, the second season just came out.
I've seen the first episode,
I've seen the first 3.
and I was really interested to see where they were going to go with it because I forgot it. I had to rewatch the last episode because I forgot what had happened in the last episode.
Right?
And when they go to the new season, I was really impressed with the way that it really starts off with a bang.
Yeah.
Right.
And you're like, whoa. These guys, it's so
But
funny
it
'cause
slows
they
it
basically
slows way down
they
though.
continue to self-perpetuate their own problems,
Right.
Yes.
and it's really cool because they find ways, they find some solutions,
Mm-hmm.
but
They
always
always
can seem to
they always tend to F it up.
always.
And
Um,
definitely something to invest in show wise. Like go ahead and watch it all.
Totally.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because you're only
Completely.
what? You're 3 episodes. in?
Yeah.
Dude, it gets so. I mean, it just
gets
continues to
intense.
get intense and more.
I know.
and
I
better.
know it's not as violent, but is it like The Boys? Because that's a fun show.
Okay, the boys.
Wait,
is
what is the
way
show
more.
again? Just
The
to
This is
Umbrella-
Umbrella Academy
Yeah.
Umbrella Academy.
Yeah.
on
also-
Netflix.
Yeah.
Season 2 just released.
But,
I think it's great for alcoholics because they can be like, I'm doing a virtual AA meeting.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Umbrella.
Academy.
The Boys.
So the boys. Okay, so the boys has a second season getting
Yeah.
released.
Yeah.
And I'm really excited for that. My only problem is I'm super pissed at Amazon Prime
4.
because they are the absolute leading culprit in doing just 8-episode shows.
Yeah.
And I
On Netflix is doing
fucking
that
hate it.
crap too.
Yeah.
I know. I hate, dude. I hate it. I hate it.
Well, I mean, a
Both-
perfect example.
ruining
Umbrella
shows.
Academy is only 10 episodes deep, both seasons.
But at least you get that 2 extra hours to help explain shit. You get 8 episodes and it's almost not enough time
But
I agree.
do you think maybe the material is just a little too thin?
for the boys.
Yeah, for any of this. You know what I mean? Like, you trim the fat on some of the stuff. There's a couple episodes of certain shows where it's like, they could have done without that episode. It was just a filler. They explained a couple things, and they dragged this out a lot longer than it needed to be. So, 8 episodes.
Maybe.
That is a little short. I know True Detective was like that, but True Detective, that was appropriate.
Yeah, there are
with
some shows that are
appropriate. But, like, even with The Boys, like, I know there's not a whole lot of source material, so it's like, how much can I squeeze out of this rock? You know,
Right,
that is
right.
The Boys. Which is, like I said, it's a fun show.
Okay, but so the boys, I feel like that is a show you could do 8-episode seasons.
Yeah.
But one that you shouldn't do 8-episode seasons is Jack Ryan.
No.
You're doing a bunch of convoluted, crazy plot stuff, and the whole last 2-3 episodes.
Right.
Everything. Stranger Things, another one.
Yeah,
they did
exactly.
8 episodes from the last season.
Completely disappointing.
And I would rather shove this PST can up my ass and watch it again.
I would argue.
I mean, we're gonna watch it.
We
but-
Right. I would argue though with some of those shows like you just named,
Yeah.
budget's got to be astronomical.
Oh,
so
they
to,
are.
to
Totally.
cut that you can do
Dude,
that.
but that's horseshit because they were originally 13 seasons. They cut down to 10, and they're like,
10 of Jack Ryan.
Of
The-
Stranger Things,
Stranger
and
Things,
then
for
then
example.
the budget like tripled the first season, and then there was like 8
and
episodes.
then they just did 8 episodes.
It was
So, like,
ridiculous.
I mean, I don't know.
I don't want to get blasted out of the studio for saying this, but that is one show I really just did not sign up
Stranger
on.
Things?
I watched first season. I was like,
Okay, hey, no big deal. Hey, can we
know.
get a new guest, please?
yeah.
But the second season, or I was just like, it's just not for me. Like I get the nostalgic thing, and that's kind of cool, but I was like, it's just not a thing that
It
I
lost
really,
me in the second season too.
Yeah, I was like,
It just got too weird for weird's sake. It seemed
yeah, and I think sometimes with shows like, and they're even doing this with like John Wick now. Like you come out with a great idea that really isn't meant to go that far down the road, and then it catches a lot of success, and you're like, well, now we got to write something.
Yeah,
It's
now
like,
we
Yeah,
keep-
oh
exactly.
God, you're grasping at straws.
Totally
our
felt
friend
that.
Jeff Duffield, he brings up an excellent point. He says both Amazon and Netflix have another problem: the massive cliffhangers at the end of their seasons, without a guarantee of another season.
That's true.
Right?
Because you have
Yeah.
no idea.
Yeah,
You have no
'cause-
idea what's up.
So it's hard to say, do I want to get invested in the show? if
Right.
You don't know that it's going to stick around. I'm really glad that people fought for Lucifer. I think it's a
You like that show?
Love
Oh,
that
it's
show.
fantastic. One of the
If you
best
haven't
shows.
seen it,
No,
dude,
I
it's
haven't seen it.
It's amazing.
I remember the promos and thinking to
Dude.
myself, okay, this is when we're running out of ideas because he's like the
That's-
devil comes to earth and he's solving mysteries. It's
I
like, all
totally
right,
thought that too. I was like, I waited probably 3 years to watch it.
Mhm.
3 seasons to come out. And
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? I got nothing else to do. I'm going to turn it on. Easily, Lucifer and Tom Ellis,
Right.
that
Yeah.
he has to be one of the greatest fucking characters
Really?
of all time.
Totally.
Dude, you just
totally.
absolutely
okay, I
love this
really
guy.
gotta
From,
check it
from the
out.
very moment,
Bro, his whole thing is,
the
I'm
very
done.
first episode of Lucifer
Uh-huh.
sets the pace for the entire.
Yeah.
I mean, all the seasons
and it's
after
fantastic.
it, and it's great from the very start to the very
He's done.
finish.
He's done.
But isn't he only providing his own job security? He's like, I'm going to get these people that commit all these crimes, and
Oh,
then I'm going to catch
absolutely.
them. You know?
Absolutely.
He
Well,
kinda
his job
talks
is to
about that.
punish.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
So he's like, well, while I'm here, I'm going to
I'm
punish
going to
people.
enjoy myself
I might as well.
and punish.
That'd be. They should do a crossover episode where he shows up at Dexter's house, you know? So like,
Phil
man,
Gerson.
last season was
Those
terrible.
fucking
I'm here to
characters are
punish
the
you.
best kind.
Yeah.
What's that? What I miss?
Phil Gerson says, F King characters are the best kind. I agree. And I had to talk to Lucifer for years
Yeah.
to get you to watch it, Jeff says. And it's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really took me a while to buy into the show because I thought it looked campy.
Well, you had
I
to
thought it was
talk
gonna
me
be silly.
into it.
Yeah.
And then like I said, the very first episode, I was down. I drank the
What up,
Kool-Aid.
Phil Gerson?
And I gotta be completely honest. I'm a
trucker?
little bit biased about shows that like are on Fox. I'm like, oh, this
Yeah,
is gonna
yeah.
be garbage. I'm not gonna watch this.
Or there'll
And
be a great show and they'll cancel it.
Right, exactly. Or they'll do something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fucking Firefly it or something.
Yeah.
Sarah Connor Chronicles. I loved that show. And they X'd that show.
Yeah.
It's like Jerks. That was the one, Summer Glau.
Yeah.
Summer Glau. Fantastic.
And then they extend shows like Prison Break. It's like after the first season they got out, the show's over.
It's done.
I don't tell you, it's done.
Right?
He doesn't have a map of Tijuana on his back. It's only the prison. That's what made it cool.
Yeah, it's done. How hard is this? Miniseries, that's it.
Yeah.
Done.
Miniseries, perfect.
So, but Umbrella Academy, I mean, you could tell it's there are times when it's a little campy,
Sure,
sure,
but that's fun.
but
you know.
you can tell.
But you're
it's within-
learning.
it's
But it
within
actually tells
context
the
of
story,
show.
though.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not one of those things where it loses you and you're like, all right, I'm ready
It's
to
not
change.
Plan
the
9 from Outer Space type campy. It fits
Right.
with what the modality in which they're
Well,
trying
then,
to portray the
you
story.
know, lighten up, everybody. You know, have a little bit of that in your life. It's all right.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, some things are not for you. Some things are for kids, and that's
Yeah.
okay.
Some things
Well,
are
this,
for your
I
butt,
would,
not
I
your
would
mouth.
recommend this show for kids. I would not recommend.
No,
this.
no, yeah.
There's some gruesome
It's
parts.
pretty gruesome.
It's even though it's like MA-14, which is not a big deal.
I
There's
meant-
some pretty gross.
I meant
yeah.
20 somethings when I said
Oh,
kids.
yeah. Well, that's they are 20. Yeah, they are kids now.
It's crazy, you know. Every year, my farts get older.
Yeah,
It's true.
but I keep
Age
staying
like
the
a
same
fine
age.
wine.
Yeah.
I get older when my farts stay the same age.
All right.
Just stale as can be.
So let's go into this was something that I thought you would. I'm interested to see what you would say. I know Jeff, he loves movies. So let's talk about the greatest movie remakes of all time. Now I have a list, Okay.
All right.
So I'm gonna go ahead. We're just gonna do the top. We're gonna do the top 15.
I'm trying.
Greatest remakes
Okay.
of all time.
Coming in at number 15. We'll see if you can guess what this is. Number 15, originally released. So this is the remakes. Originally released in 1991. The original film title was La Totale. It was directed by James Cameron and released in 1994, and it starred Arnold Schwarzenegger,
I already got this.
Yeah, I got
Elijah
that.
Dushku, and Jamie Lee Curtis.
Oh, True Lies.
Yes.
Yeah, True Lies
I was
is
gonna
great.
I was gonna f up and say something different.
You gonna say
actually-
Total Recall?
I was gonna say Total Recall until he said Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah, that I was thinking Total Recall too, but Total Recall is like 91-ish. It was right after, or
So-
no, right before Terminator.
I actually
2,
didn't
think.
even know that this was a remake.
I didn't know that
I
either.
had no idea. That's pretty wild. I didn't know
I
that.
know what my favorite remake is. Okay, I
Okay,
got
so
it.
this one is comes in at 14.
Yeah,
and I
good
would
movie.
argue that this next one is possibly. I really feel like it could be a number one.
Oh, okay.
I really do feel like this could have been a number one. They didn't go that way, and that's okay. I get it. So the original was done in 1954, and I'm not going to tell you the name of the
Oh
original
my
because it'll give it
goodness.
away. It was directed. This one was directed by John Sturges and released in 1960.
Okay.
It stars Steve McQueen,
Okay.
Charles Bronson, James Coburn, and Yul Brynner.
Oh, The Magnificent Seven.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the original was The Seven Samurai.
Right, and then they
By
remade it again with Chris
Eiji
Pratt
Ishikawa.
and Denzel Washington.
They did, and that actually wasn't that bad.
It was stylized. It wasn't bad.
Yeah, but it was, you get some stylized,
Right.
but
And you know what's funny is to move into comic book stuff. That's originally what a lot of people speculated the Justice League movie was going to take after as the Seven Samurais, as Batman acquires everyone
that would be
to the
that would have
Justice
been
League.
so amazing.
Because the original promo, remember, came out. It said "Unite the Seven," and then 6 guys were there. It's like, what the hell is this, man?
And not only that, Batman didn't come up with the names. Luthor did. Batman got outsmarted by Wonder Woman.
A couple
He was-
times.
Twice.
Yeah, but he was staring at her chest.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, it's Wonder
And then
Woman.
he got outsmarted again by Cyborg. So what? And then he couldn't do
Hey.
any of his own. He couldn't do any of his own detective
But-
work.
but-
He had to have
Alfred do it.
Alfred
hey,
do it.
but to be fair, Ben wasn't battling alcohol issues at the time, so it makes perfect sense.
Oh, and I love, yeah, Magnificent Seven. Jeff got it. And I
Yeah.
love how there's a scene where he's on this little buggy and he pulls out his machine gun and just starts fucking machine gunning people with like a 50 cal.
Yeah, no disregard.
Batman the humanitarian, huh?
No, different kind of Batman.
I was like, this is Batman.
Yeah.
And when he scurries along the wall, that had to have been the
Well, it was
worst scene.
Batfleck.
That was terrible.
It was
That
Batfleck.
the worst scene
that
in
was
movie
terrible.
history.
Worst, probably one of the worst. But it was kind of a play on the Dark Knight. If you ever see the Frank Miller's Dark Knight,
Absolutely.
he
Yeah,
does
yeah,
that.
yeah,
He
yeah.
does that in that house. Remember
Yeah,
when
but
he
he
goes to
didn't
that
make it look
house?
fucking cheesy.
I know. Well, it's gonna be hard
So
to translate.
bad.
Yeah.
Right,
All right.
and they should have known that,
They
right?
should have known it.
All right, so coming up
It
next,
won't be in the s-
Everything about
It won't be in the Snyder cut. Though. It'll be fine.
it was bad.
Yeah.
Everything
number
about it was
13. Number 13, released in 1964 by Sergio Leone,
Okay.
starring Clint Eastwood,
Yep.
Gian Maria Volante,
Okay.
Aldo Sambrell.
Okay.
The original was a movie called Yojimbo, released in 1961. I actually did not know this was a remake either.
It's a fistful of
It
dollars,
is
right?
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
Fistful of dollars.
Ooh,
Good
look
movie.
at you go.
Yeah. One of the best westerns ever made.
Yeah. That
I'm
whole
glad
that,
you're here because that means I don't have to put up with this shit.
Oh, you don't have to do that? I don't mind. I love movie stuff. Yeah, it's that whole trilogy, the Man with No Name trilogy, which is the Fistful of Dollars, Few Dollars More, and Good, Bad, and the Ugly.
Yeah.
Great trilogy. Awesome soundtrack again. Sergio, it was not Sergio Leone. It's Eno Morse. I think it's like Morsecino or something like that. He just passed away like 2 months ago. 2 months ago.
The
Yeah.
guy who did the original film?
He did. No, he did the songs.
Oh, he did the
Yeah.
songs.
And then he did
Oh.
Django, and then he did a lot of Tarantino
Oh,
stuff.
That's
Yeah.
cool. All right, so coming in at 12. Let's see. The best opening scene for any movie had to be Beverly Hills Cop 1 when the guy with the truck goes on a rampage trying to get away, hitting everything in his way. That's from Phil. I have to agree with you. It's been
I
a
don't
long
know,
time since I've seen
man.
Beverly Hills
Axel
Cop.
Axel Foley, baby.
The opening to the Stallone movie Cobra, when the guy's in the grocery store, is pretty awesome, and he's holding the bomb, and he's like, "Go ahead, man, I'm gonna blow this whole place up." And Stallone's like, "Go ahead, I don't shop here." It's like, what kind of negotiation tactic is that, Marion Cobretti? Like, what is that?
That's fantastic.
He's drinking a beer in the grocery store. It's like, you can't do that.
All right, so coming up next, number 12. This was released in 2004, directed by Zack Snyder. I'm not going to tell you the name of the original because I think you guys will get it. It's 1978 was the original. It starred Ving Rhames, Ty Burrell, and Kevin Zegers.
Oh, I don't know.
And it was a zombie flick.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know this
Remake
one.
of George A. Romero's 1978 film.
I don't know. Might have to.
Do.
I'm trying to think of what Zack Snyder's made.
Besides trash, I don't know.
I like the first Sin City was good. That was kind of cool.
It was at least niche-y.
Yeah, it was niche.
So
I like
I
Mickey
give him-
Rourke in that movie.
Yeah, I'm a Rutger Hauer fan.
Yeah.
You put Rutger Hauer in any movie, I'm going to watch him.
Yeah.
All right? It was Dawn of the Dead.
Okay. Nah, that's
Dawn?
not my cup of tea, so I wouldn't have seen that.
I didn't really like the remake that much, so I'm surprised that it comes in. All right, so this is one you guys should know.
Yeah.
Walking Dead in the Mall. Yeah, it's basically what it is. Walking Dead in the
okay.
Mall. per Jeff Duffield. Okay. This one I think you guys are going to get. Released in 2007. The original was released in 1957. It was directed by James Mangold, starring Christian Bale, Russell Crowe, and Logan Lerman.
Oh, Equilibrium?
No.
No.
Robin
This was
Hood.
a Western.
Oh, 310 to Yuma.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
This is in the opening scene. They had a bus spin 180 degree, almost impossible. So Phil Gerson says that in the opening scene, they had a bus spin at almost 180 degree, almost impossible. He is a truck driver for a living.
Uh-huh.
And he used to own one of those giant buses that bands went around in.
Right, tour
And
bus.
boy, does he have some incredible stories.
And he's talking talking about Beverly Hills, right?
Are you talking about Beverly Hills Cop? He'll say in the
And I think he is. And if he is, that's one thing I like about those old movies that you can go back to and watch. They actually had to do that stuff. It wasn't,
yeah.
that's what makes the Dark Knight when he flips the
It's
truck.
true.
They had to do that. It's not computers, CGI. Because you can kind of tell even a little bit when it's CGI. Still to this day, you can tell Optimus Prime is really not talking. It's,
yeah. Okay, dude, don't even get me started.
Well, we won't go.
That's
Next
not-
movie.
Yeah. All right, so this is a good one, actually. This is a really good one. And I agree. We're in the top 10.
Right.
Original was, so this one was directed by David Cronenberg
Okay.
in 1986.
All right.
The original was released in 1958.
Okay.
Oh man.
It starred Gina Davis,
Yeah.
David Cronenberg,
Yeah.
and Jeff Goldblum.
Oh, The Fly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The second I said Goldblum, I knew I was going to give it away.
That movie freaked me out, man. When he
No
became
doubt.
The Fly.
Dude, right? I was
Oh,
a kid when
no
it came
doubt.
out.
Yeah.
That's freaky as shit.
That's one of those things when you're a kid. You
Yeah,
remember.
there you go. Waz got it
I
up
was-
on a.
Yeah, The
Ooh-wee.
Fly.
Yeah, I was 4 when this movie came out.
Yeah.
That's the last thing a little 4-year-old needs to see. A dude turn into a fly.
That was one of those movies I used to see. They used to play it on like Friday night on like Fox at home in Cleveland. Like they played it like 11:30 at night. I'd be up at night with my mom, watch TV, and then we turn that on and see Jeff Goldblum's face like falling off, and it's like I
Bubbling
remember
and
that,
just.
But again-
ear coming off.
Again, I like the CGI stuff, but that is movie magic right there. It's like when the guy turns into the werewolf in Werewolf of London, like how John Landis, or like in the right, or the Thriller video,
Yeah.
like that's cool makeup. Like
pretty
I
dope.
miss a lot of that stuff.
Pretty dope. All right, here you go. Here's the next one. Number 9,
Number.
directed by Martin Scorsese.
Oh yeah,
Original was done in 1962,
I think this is number 1 personally.
starring Jessica Lange, Nick Nolte, and Robert De Niro.
Oh, I'm thinking of a different movie. Never mind.
So
When
what do you
did
think
Robert
this
De
is?
Niro do a
It was
movie
a
with Nick
psychological thriller film.
And it's Scorsese?
It's
Martin
not what I thought.
Scorsese.
Yeah, it was not what I thought either. I was thinking of The Departed. It's not Departed.
I was
He says
thinking
he'll
it was
always
Godfather.
Jeff says he'll always remember the arm wrestling scene in The Fly.
Oh yeah.
Oof. All I can think about, anytime I picture, I always go to, what was the...
Speaking of arm wrestling, Stallone,
Stallone,
over
right?
the top.
Oh,
Over the top.
over the
It's-
top.
And hey,
freaking love that movie.
it comes full circle because he wins a semi truck, which is what the guy drives a semi truck.
Yeah, boom.
Yeah.
And it just comes on.
I like how he's like 170 pounds. He's going against like King Kong Bundy, and he's like, I'm gonna beat him. It's like, no, weight doesn't work that way. There's a thing called gravity, and it's before patriarchy came around. Like, it's a real thing.
Great movie though.
Yeah, over
Great
the top.
movie. I
He
love
used to
those
take his
movies.
head, and he would turn it around like this,
Yeah.
and get all serious.
That's how you knew.
Yeah, that's how
Like,
you knew. And
was
so
fucking
much
real.
arm butter in that movie. Like, man,
Yeah.
it's just spackled and glistening. You know, it's like a
Or the
shiny new
medicine
car.
cabinet scene. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
really creepy. Okay, so do you know what movie this was?
No.
Cape Fear.
Oh, yes, Cape Fear. I didn't know Scorsese did that.
Yep, I actually didn't know that was a remake either.
Yeah, no, it is a remake. The original guy was the guy with the cleft chin. Oh, God, what's his name? He was in 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea.
Yeah.
I always get him confused with Lee Marvin. I'll look it up later. But
Yeah.
yes, that is a remake. I know that one's a remake. Cape Fear was pretty good. Julie Dreyfus. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, not Eileen. Jessica Lewis. Yeah,
So
Jessica Lewis.
this is
yeah.
one that's been remade, and then remade again.
Wow.
So the original was done in 1932.
Okay.
This is number 8.
Yeah.
Directed by Stephen Sommers, this one specifically.
Yeah.
It was released in 1999.
Okay.
It starred Rachel Weisz, Patricia Velasquez, and Brendan Fraser.
The Mummy.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it.
Was it?
The
The
Mummy.
Mummy.
Nope.
No.
No, it was.
It was.
Phil Gerson says, my roommate Jack Wynn was the number for an arm wrestler in the world, and in that movie with Stallone over the top. Oh, his roommate was in the movie with Stallone over the top.
Right
and he was
on.
one of the people
Nice.
arm
That's
wrestling.
cool. That's cool.
That's pretty dope.
The Mummy, you know what I liked about The Mummy? It had a very kind of Indiana Jones flavor to it. And I like that every once in a while. Leather vests and the guns on the sides here.
The hat.
Yeah, the hat, or, that's just a fun popcorn movie.
So
The Tom Cruise one, on the other
Can't have
hand,
popcorn, bro. Thanks.
Yeah.
see, I liked a lot of the Tom Cruise Mummy, other than the fact that, God, the story they came up with was kind of shit.
Yeah.
I mean, just shit.
Yeah.
But I'm not mad at Tom Cruise in that movie.
No.
Tom Cruise is not the problem with that
No.
movie. But the rest of that fucking movie, what were they think, Jekyll and Hyde?
It's kind of
Come
like
on,
that.
dude.
It's kind of like
They were
remember-
trying to do their own monster universe.
Right. Remember when Benicio del Toro made the werewolf movie?
Yeah,
It wasn't
yeah,
his
yeah.
fault.
But, right, exactly.
It looked cool, but it wasn't his fault.
Wasn't his fault.
Let your brother do it, right?
Yeah. Dude, yeah, totally, absolutely. So, wow, this is one I actually did not know was also a remake. So the original was called La Jetée in 1962. This is coming in at number 7.
Wow, that's
Directed by Terry Gilliam.
Okay.
Released in 1995.
Yeah.
Starring Christopher Plummer,
Hmm.
Bruce Willis,
Okay.
and Brad Pitt.
Oh.
Oceans.
12 Monkeys?
Oh, 12 Monkeys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've only seen that movie like once or twice. Like
Dude,
that
it's
was
a-
never a movie I got into.
Really trippy.
Yeah.
That was a really trippy movie. Brad Pitt was
He did
off
all
his
those
rocker, right?
He did all of those like off the wall movies.
Well, that's why
in the
that's
90s.
kind of when he was climbing his ladder.
Yeah.
You know, of 'cause
I
remember
wish-
he was awesome in remember True Romance? He was the guy smoking the weed out of the little honey bear thing in that movie with Christian Slater.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
He just showed up every once in a while. You're like, holy cow, Brad Pitt, and then he obviously blew up to be Brad
Yeah.
Pitt.
I mean, Fight Club is
He
still
blew
one
enough
of the,
studio execs. He got a starring
Yeah.
role, right? He hung out with Harvey Weinstein.
Fight Club is still probably one of the greatest movies of all time. If you haven't seen it, you have to
Yeah.
see Fight Club.
Yeah.
It's 7.
Seven's
Again,
great.
Another one of the. So Brad Pitt has done these roles that you're like they're weird, they're out there, but
They're
there's
definitely out there.
he made them so iconic.
And specifically 7. I mean, you talk about the star
Specifically
power in that movie.
Morgan
that turned me
Freeman,
on to
Kevin Spacey.
That turned me on to Kevin Spacey. Like I was like, wow, this guy can act. 'Cause
Other
he
than
was
the
a
fact that
creepy dude.
he's a kid diddler.
Well, he's a
the
diddler.
Dude's a
I mean, they all-
fantastic actor. I like K-Pax
Enjoy
even.
pizza.
Let me get the
apparently.
top 50 actors in Hollywood. They're all diddlers.
they're all
Like, it
diddlers.
doesn't matter anymore.
Diddler's on the roof. Okay. Okay, coming in
I
at
think
number
Seth
6.
Rogen's making that movie.
Coming in at number 6, the original was done in 1969.
Okay.
This one was directed by Ethan Coen and Joe Coen. Released in 2010, starring Josh Brolin, Matt Damon, and Jeff Bridges.
Matt Damon
Brad
and
Pitt.
Jeff
Phil
Bridges.
Gerson just said Brad Pitt started as a stripper.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah. Oh, he's pretty. I mean, come on.
He also said Kevin Spacey went to high school with me at Chatsworth High School
Yeah.
in Chatsworth, California.
So what was he like back in high
Yeah.
school?
Were his hands
Did
kind?
he try to diddle you?
Yeah. Do you have long fingers?
Yeah.
How many
Yes.
knuckles?
He has small hands.
Uh,
Jeff got it.
hold on. Was it the movie?
Yeah. Do you know the movie is?
What was it? The actors one more time?
Jeff Bridges,
Yeah.
Matt Damon, Josh Brolin. 2010, directed by Ethan Coen,
No.
Joel Coen.
I don't have a clue.
I don't have a clue.
True Grit.
Was it True Grit? Okay.
Grit.
Yeah. I've
Yeah.
seen True Grit. That's a John Wayne movie.
Yeah, good movie.
He has the eye patch.
Yes.
Yes.
All right, here you go. This is interesting. Okay, so the original was released in 1967
Okay.
of the same name.
Yeah.
Martin Campbell was the director. It was released in 2006, starring Alessandra Ambrosio, Eva Green, and Daniel Craig. and it revolves around a fictional M16 agent.
Oh, James Bond.
Which one specifically?
Oh, Casino Royale.
Yes.
That one was pretty cool.
He said Spacey was in drama club group in high school. Reserved guy back then.
Yeah.
That's good. He was saving it for later.
Yeah.
The Bond thing with Craig, he's made a couple good ones and he's had a couple really bad ones.
Yeah, are you surprised that he's still doing them though?
I am.
I am.
Skyfall, I thought, was the best one he did.
I
Because that
agree.
was the anniversary one when they had the old DB Cooper car or whatever. Not the DB Cooper car, but the old Aston Martin car.
Aston
and, all that.
Martin,
And they played
yeah.
the song, and everything. The problem, I know they went in that direction of super serious James Bond, which is okay, but at some point he's got to have some gadgets. Like, come on,
Yeah.
man! Like, it's James Bond. I'm not. That's why the first Kingsman was so fun because it was
Yes.
kind of like a lot of James Bond.
Totally.
It was very Roger Moore James Bond when he
Yeah.
had like exploding alligators
Roger
and
Moore's
milk
my
bombs
favorite.
and stuff.
You know,
Roger Moore's my favorite James Bond.
Love
Really?
those gadgets.
Yeah, I like Connery
Connery's
just because
great,
he
too.
is the first one. But the Roger Moore were cool. It's just weird because in the 70s they got a little kind of
They
away
got-
from the stories.
Yeah, kind of weird, but.
Yeah.
Okay, so coming in at number 4.
Number 4.
So the original was done in 1932. I did not know this was a remake.
No, I know what this is, I think.
Directed by Brian De Palma.
Yeah, I don't know what this is. I hate this movie, actually.
1983. It was released by Stephen Bauer, Michelle Pfeiffer,
Yeah.
and Al Pacino.
Yeah. Scarface.
Scarface.
Yeah.
Nice.
And,
I did not
and
know.
they're actually remaking it again.
Are you serious?
Yeah, so
I
the
didn't like
original Scarface is Al Capone. And it was about an Al Capone-like character in the 30s running booze. They updated it for the 80s, cocaine, Tony
Cocaine and
Montana,
Cuban, right.
and now it's actually Michael B. Jordan is the new Scarface, and they're making another one.
Oh,
Like,
wow.
okay. Like, I don't know. The movie's just kind of basic for me. I
So
never
this
got
is
the
one
lore of it.
I do think they did a really good job on this remake. Number 3. Directed by Steven Soderbergh.
Okay.
The original was released in 1960 and had a fantastic cast back then.
Yeah.
This one was released in 2001 and also had a fantastic
Yeah.
cast. Starring
Yep.
George Clooney,
Yep.
Julia Roberts, and Brad Pitt.
Yeah. I know what it is.
Oceans 11,
Yeah.
12, and 13.
Well, even
Specifically
specifically the
Ocean
first one.
11.
And for us here in Las Vegas, it's
Yeah.
pretty awesome because they robbed the Bellagio. I mean, that's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
I
It
mean,
was-
you couldn't get any better than that.
Damn awesome. Great.
Everything about
movie.
that was great.
Great
It really
cast,
was.
and
Great
you know that's one of those.
Definitely a great cast.
That's one of those movies I've seen 1,000 times because that was one of the movies when I
Yeah,
was in
Ocean's
when I was in
11, you got
college. We had a TV station that would run movies constantly, like 24 hours, and that was one of them. They would run constantly. It was that, like American Psycho and Old School.
Oh,
Saw
Val
1,000
Kilmer's one of
times.
my favorites,
Nice.
Phil. He's like one of my favorite actors of all time. Val
Yeah,
Kilmer.
great as Jim Morrison.
Yeah, I got to
Oh,
hear
yeah.
about how
Did
he
you know
was
did
the
his
best.
own singing?
Yeah,
I had no idea.
Val
Wow.
Kilmer was the best Batman.
wrong.
Oh, there's no better Batman than Val Kilmer, and there never will be, okay? Because it's Val Kilmer.
He was a terrible Bruce Wayne too, and he had lines
Okay.
like, and he had lines like, "Do you need a sandwich?" He's like, "No, I'll get drive-through." It's like, oh, who wrote this movie? Thanks a lot, Joel Schumacher.
Yeah,
You know,
Schumacher was the
yeah.
problem with that movie. Okay.
You put Taco Bell in his front seat too. Product placement. He's eating a bean burrito. Is that why he had nipples on his batsuit? Hang his car keys.
All right, so coming in at number 2. I actually did not know this was a remake.
Number 2.
This one kind of blew my mind. Maybe you guys already knew it was a remake. I didn't. So it was originally a 1951 movie. This was directed by John Carpenter, released in 1982, and one of my favorite movies. It starred John Carpenter, Keith David, and Kurt Russell.
Kurt Russell?
Wow, that one's throwing me off.
Oh,
And I was really shocked to
is
find out
this
it was a
Big
remake.
Trouble in Little China?
No.
No, is this Escape from New York?
No.
Because that is John Carpenter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a great movie. Jack Burton.
Yeah. he
Jack
did-
Burton.
You leave Jack Burton alone.
John Carpenter and Kurt Russell got along pretty well. They
Yeah.
basically did a ton of movies together.
Yeah,
Okay.
I love Big Trouble in Little China. I watch it
fantastic.
all
Dope
once in a
movie,
while.
dope.
Kurt
movie.
Russell, one of my favorite actors.
He's great. He's great.
I love that
What
guy.
is Duff? Duff's about to answer. What's
Yeah,
he going to
I
say?
know. I'm
Isn't
waiting.
it snowy and there's an alien?
Yes, it's very snowy.
Snowy, and it's
there's
an alien.
One word title?
I don't know Kurt Russell in that era. I don't know.
That would be The Thing.
Oh, okay.
And that was
Yeah.
actually remade recently, too.
Yeah. That's one of those things that's been made a couple times.
Kurt Russell is a cool conservative. Love to hear that. All right, so now I'm down to the number 1 movie.
If it's not what I
Number
think it is,
one.
And I'm going to be
I'm
honest,
gonna take issue with this list.
this movie, I don't even think this should be in the top 100.
Really?
Oh, wow.
I didn't
Jeez.
like this remake because I've seen the original and I saw the original first, and when he redid this movie, he absolutely butchered it, and it is not the same
Okay.
movie almost in any way.
Okay.
All right, hit me.
The original was called Infernal Affairs in 2002,
Oh, okay.
Okay.
That's not it.
directed by Martin Scorsese, starring Alec Baldwin, Jack Nicholson,
Yeah.
Mark Wahlberg, and Leonardo DiCaprio.
You don't like the Departed?
The
No,
Departed.
absolutely awful.
Really?
Absolutely.
That's a
for being a remake,
fantastic
awful.
movie.
What?
That's like the best one ever.
watch Infernal Affairs.
You never
All right,
be
I'll
Watch
give it a
it.
shot.
So Infernal Affairs is actually a movie from Hong Kong.
Right. It's a Chinese. Yeah.
Chinese-
movie.
Watch that movie and then watch The Departed. It's two completely different. One is like a suspense thriller.
Right.
The other is an angry cop movie, and I hated that.
Well, yeah. It's a remake, but it's
But
a
it's a
different genre.
very-
Yeah.
But that's the thing. If you're gonna remake a movie, remake the movie.
But it's not even the same title.
Right.
Like 310 to Yuma and 310 to Yuma's 310 to Yuma, but
Yeah, yeah.
it's a totally different thing. It's
But-
an inspiration, I guess. I don't
maybe
know.
more of an inspiration.
I don't.
But a
I love that
remake-
movie, so I'll get defensive about
I
it.
hate it, dude.
Oh,
hate it.
Nicholson's
I actually
amazing.
really enjoyed it.
I finished that movie.
Matter
and
of fact,
went,
I watched The Departed not too long ago.
I was-
Yeah.
okay, and here's the thing.
I like when he shoots a chick in the beginning. He's like, she felt funny.
So in the beginning, so I really liked Infernal Affairs. So when I found out he was remaking this movie, dude, I was stoked.
Yeah.
It was really cool to see this, English twist on it, not have to read subtitles, watch
Mm-hmm.
this movie, dude. And then that came out, and I was like, it's not. All the things that I liked about Infernal Affairs
Weren't in that one.
Aren't in this.
All right, fair
So
enough.
it was like a completely different movie.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
It was like an action flick.
Yeah.
And it's not. It's not. It's
Yeah.
literally just like a suspense thriller. It's a suspense political thriller. That's what Infernal Affairs is. And that's completely missing. Oh,
I guess I got some homework to do.
Yeah.
You know.
Jeff says he has to agree with Mad Mike on this.
All right.
So he's seen Infernal Affairs. So if you haven't seen it, all the people out there in internet land,
Yeah.
find Infernal Affairs, watch it.
Yeah.
It's older now, and you've got to subtitle it, but it's definitely worth watching.
Was that number one?
That was number
Don't
one.
hey,
So-
don't
The
let
Departed was.
don't let the gleam of the Oscar that the
That's,
Departed won distract you from the fact
all
that
right.
it's no good.
We're running a little late, so we're going to go ahead and pay some bills. When we come back, we're going to talk about some of the best movie franchises of all time and get to some history's mysteries.
Hey ladies, when it's not raining men, it's always raining tacos at Juan's, Flaming Fajitas, and Cantina during their daily happy hour from 3 to 7. If things get a little too hot from their authentic Flaming Fajitas, you can visit their outdoor dining area and cool down with one or dos Corona Ritas. If you're feeling spicy, be sure to order one of my personal favorites, their fresh tableside guacamole, which goes perfectly with their homemade chips and salsa for one or two.
Visit Juan's Flamin' Fajitas and Cantina on Facebook or in the real world at 9640 West Tropicana. Proud supporter of the Rockin' Comedy Show for 2 years and counting.
Big or small, they do them all. It's Motor Mission, family-owned and operated machine and radiator shop. At Motor Mission, they offer complete radiator rod and repairing, rebuilding, replacements, and manufacturing all in-house. They also provide complete machine shop services including engine rebuilding, valve jobs, surfacing, milling, boring, honing, balancing, thermal cleaning, blasting, hot tanking, broken bolt removal, antique restoration, and much more. If you need a custom radiator with electric fans and a fan shroud built for your custom project, they can do that too. Motor Mission works on anything foreign and domestic for autos, industrials, RVs, heavy equipment, power sports, antiques, marine, racing, street rods, hot rods, stationary gen sets or power units, and large mining equipment. Motor Mission is at 5435 Desert Point Drive. Call 702-649-2366 or visit motormission.com.
Be sure to get your mix of music. Listen to us with the RadioVegas.rocks app available at the App Store. And check out our VIP card, interact with us in our chat room, and scheduling of our RadioVegas.rocks shows. Plus, podcasts. It's all available on RadioVegas.rocks app.
We are
You're
back.
listening to Two Clueless Dudes.
Yeah.
Mad Mike and the Hank.
Whoa, whoa.
Whoa, he
And
said.
also, we're here with D Squared. And
That's
he's,
right, double D's, baby, in the house.
He's
What-
got,
what's that-
You've
what's
got
that
a hot take
handle
on
again?
Batman.
D Square 77 at Twitter.com.
Twitter.com.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? At Twitter? At Twitter.
Twizzle.kizzle.
Tweets. Yes.
Twitter.
People send me hate mail and stuff.
Yeah,
Right?
Anthrax.
Anthrax. Small seeds from China.
Someone
whatever.
to send you anthrax mail.
Yeah,
anthrax.
you were
Yeah,
throwing the
small seeds from
hot
China.
Batman take.
Oh.
Yes, hot Batman take. Give it to me.
So, and we were talking about you're very upset with Batman right now.
Yeah.
So
I'm almost like F Batman.
I'm not quite there yet. I lived through the nipple era, so I was like, okay, I can give this guy a second chance. Why don't they because they're going to make a show on HBO about, like, the Gotham, not Harvey Bullock, maybe him too, but Gordon and stuff.
Oh, yeah, Commissioner Gordon.
In regards to the Patterson universe kind of a thing. But there's enough of us that loved Batman, the animated series.
Absolutely.
Why don't they take all those episodes and make them live action and, like, just find new actors and do it that
Dude,
way? You already have the script.
Yeah, it's writing on the table.
all right.
Right,
there.
there's
The Phantom Menace.
Right.
Hello.
Oh, that's a great movie. It's on Netflix
Yeah.
right now. I watched it like 3 times already. They're 20-minute episodes. You could throw some stuff in there and make them hour episodes, and you have 5 seasons of it. And it's the best Batman that they've ever had. Like, it's got all the stuff that you want.
and
You can
that's-
update the looks a little bit.
That's what I want. I want the Batman that is the ultimate
The detective.
Right.
You can't outsmart Batman.
Right.
That's how Batman beats you.
And he had it in all those episodes.
Yeah, he did.
You know,
He was the ultimate detective.
and he
was
had the
always
car.
3 steps ahead of you.
Yeah, he had the clock that you opened up and walked into the Batcave. It had every Batman thing that they could think of, and they just don't use it.
Never once did Batman panic.
No.
Never once did Batman not know what to do. Never once was Batman ever caught unaware.
Yeah. And
Batman.
You could cut out a couple episodes, but they even introduced new characters. I mean, that's where Harley Quinn came from, and I mean, they ruined her now.
Yeah.
But you know, that Harley Quinn was awesome. But that was my Batman take. I don't know why they just don't do that. Like, you have the scripts, make longer episodes, find a cool Batman.
You know,
Such a good idea.
but the newer stuff that they released is kind of trash too. Like I watched some of the Joker ones that they released. Like the Last Joke was terrible.
Or the Killing Joke.
The Killing Joke.
Yeah, it was bad.
It was
Yeah.
absolutely.
They hyped the hell out of that. I don't know
disgraceful.
why.
Yeah,
That was
and it was
bad.
awful.
Did you see the new one that they got coming out? The Death in the Family, and it's going to be hyperactive. So while you're going through the story, you can choose if the Joker kills Robin. If he doesn't kill Robin, he becomes Red Hood. He becomes Red Robin. It comes out in October. I just saw the trailer for it.
Interesting.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool. It's the first time they're ever attempting this. It's kind of like that. Remember that series on the video games, teleseries or whatever, where you got to figure out.
Yeah.
You don't really fight, but you kind of figure out what decisions.
It's
you
the
have to
Goosebumps
go.
choose your own story.
Yeah.
And that's what they're doing with this Batman movie.
That's
The
cool.
animation looks good.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
okay,
sorry.
okay. So let's get to some history mysteries.
Histories.
Yeah, those mystery histories.
You're listening to Two Clueless Dudes. History's mysteries. Like that $20 you say I owe you.
1492.
Boom. I was like
Christopher-
12.
Whoa. So,
I was like 12 and a half. Christopher Columbus set sail on his first voyage with 3 ships.
Yeah.
Do you know what they are?
The
Can
salt,
you name them?
I
Salt
know-
and pepper and shaker.
Can you name 'em?
I know.
Do it.
The Nina, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria.
Yeah. From
I feel
Palo
you in
de
the back when I'm drinking
La
sangria.
Frontera, Spain. Set
Nachos,
for the Indies.
lemon heads, my dad's boat. You won't go down because my dick can float.
What is that?
It's from,
That's from
Boats
Step
and
Brothers.
Hose.
Yeah.
You know, that was my ringtone for like a
Nice.
long time.
That'd be awesome
I
going off in
loved
the
when
bank.
yes, I loved it when it would go off and I was in public.
And now the 80-year-old women have left the show. 1900.
That's right. He says, I hope they do a better interactive job than they did with the Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. Yeah, because the Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, the latest thing was interactive.
Well,
but I
this
don't-
was just like, this is just going to be an hour movie or
An
hour
hour
and a half
movie.
movie. Yeah, kind of thing.
That Dark Mirror that was like that. I just ended up never watching it.
Oh,
Because
right.
it just was so slow and repetitive. As you'd make new choices, you had to wait for the same scenes, and it would cut ahead, and it still was like just dragging.
Yeah, I don't like that.
All right, so
1900.
Okay.
Firestone Tire and Rubber Company was founded by Harvey Firestone in Akron, Ohio.
Akron, but yeah.
Same thing.
wasn't Firestone the one that
Oh, you're
had
from
all
that
those
area, though.
problems?
Acorn, Ohio.
Like
Yeah,
in the
Acorn.
90s?
What's
like
that?
their tires were
Yeah.
exploding or something?
Yeah.
They did a little something like that.
The problem with that, though, is they found out that people weren't inflating them properly, which is very dangerous to do. When it
Not
says 32
inflating them
psi, you know, they mean 32 psi. You don't overinflate them and don't underinflate them because that'll just jack it up. There
So
was
you-
more of user
Well,
error
actually,
than anything.
Yeah, and it messes up gas mileage.
Yeah.
Well,
screws up
I
a
fill
lot of
mine
stuff.
with helium, so
Yeah.
my car floats.
Yeah,
Yeah.
boom.
like-
You got that car
Like
like in
air
the
sharks.
taxi cab in Who Framed Roger Rabbit, right? Just
Yeah.
bouncing around and stuff.
Riding in his six
Talking
boat.
Yeah,
Smoke a
okay.
cigar.
Jeff says the sidewall failures. Yeah.
Yeah.
1858. The first mailboxes were installed in Boston and New York City streets.
Wow, and they're still waiting on their mail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Post Service.
But I mean, where would we be?
But don't worry, we're gonna have mail-in voting.
yeah, yeah.
It's like when you order on
great.
Wish.
That's gonna fix it all.
It's gonna be like,
Yeah.
We're gonna have Newman to decide the election. Like,
Yeah.
all right.
I make sure
You
it's
know,
something I don't need for a year if I order it on Wish.
Yeah.
I'll say this and then I'll leave it alone. You know, our governor is, as far as the mail-in ballots.
Yeah.
When it comes time for us to vote, we're gonna have to take our mail-in ballot to them so we can vote in person.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
and
neat,
you
right?
exchange your mail-in ballot. You don't fill it out. You just exchange
Wow.
it, and then you go vote.
And they want to give these people more power. Like,
Yeah.
these people are retarded. Sorry, I don't mean to use that word.
All right. What's next?
But if the shoe fits.
Yeah.
It's just like everything else we can do online. We can bank online. Why can't
Yeah,
we just
sure
vote
can.
online already?
Right.
1914, the first traffic light was installed in the U.S. on the corner of East 105th Street and I Don't Have a Clue Avenue in Cleveland, Ohio.
That would be Euclid.
And they're still waiting for it to turn green.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm glad I got somebody from the area. You're
Where
really
you at?
you're really
from
helping me
Cleveland,
out.
Yeah. Where are you at? I'm on the corner of Walk and Don't Walk. The sign hasn't changed in 60 years.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch, I'm getting hungry.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That sounds like Cleveland.
2004.
Did you
The
ever see a movie-
pedestal.
You ever see a movie called Welcome to Collinwood?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, it's one of my favorite movies of all time. Okay, continue.
Just do whatever you want to do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
2004. The pedestal of the Statue of Liberty reopened after being closed since the 9/11 attacks.
Did you say pedophile?
I said pedestal.
Oh.
However, New York seems to be a place for that. If you ask Jeffrey Epstein,
A
it's,
place
you
for
know.
sports?
Yeah.
1860. You see how fast I'm going to move past
Yeah,
that?
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. 1862. However, he didn't kill himself.
Yeah. No, he did not.
1862.
But no, he was just hanging out.
Yeah. He was
Yeah, he was just hanging out,
He hung around for a while.
Yeah, he did.
unfortunately. The U.S. government collected
Should have
its
played a different game.
first income taxes.
Yeah.
Hey.
1862.
Wow. They've been jacking us
And we're
since
broke.
1862. Yep.
We ain't got no money.
I'm trying to remember what exactly that was for because I just listened to a guy give a talk about income tax. I think they did. They taxed like the very rich for something they needed in that period, and then they just like, you know what, they're paying it, everyone else will. So then they just started taxing everybody. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how.
Form of theft.
Yeah.
Now I've lost myself.
Income tax.
1909,
Oh,
Major League umpire Tim Hurst instigated a riot by spitting in the face of the A's second baseman, Eddie Collins, who had questioned a call 2 weeks later. Hurst was banned for life.
No
Yeah.
way.
Spit in his face.
He spit his face. I remember when
Lump?
I remember when Robbie Alomar did it too. Robbie Alomar did it in the late '90s, right before he went to Cleveland. He did it for the Orioles, and Robbie Alomar later on, who was HIV positive. So we talk about being dangerous, but yeah, I remember Robbie Alomar did that. And
AIDS water.
He caught a lot of
Bring it back around.
AIDS water. He caught a lot of hell for that. You don't spit in a man's face. That's just, you know.
Yeah,
You don't
yeah,
mow another
that's
man's lawn. You don't spit in his face.
That's true.
Real
Not
sh-
unless he pays you $5 first.
Real shit.
Yeah.
2015, Muppets Miss Piggy and Kermit the Frog announce the end of their relationship on Twitter. Now, I had to get the scoop. I
When,
wanted to know if this is
1958?
true. Who?
No, 2015.
2015.
2015.
Yeah, they have Twitter back
Oh,
then.
yeah.
So, here's what Kermit had to say. After careful thought, thoughtful consideration,
Thoughtful consideration.
and considerable squabbling, we have made the difficult decision to terminate our romantic relationship. We will continue to work together on television and in all media now known and hereafter devised in perpetuity throughout the universe. However, our personal lives are now distant and separate, and we will be seeing other people, pigs, frogs, and etc. This is our only comment on this private matter unless we
Margo!
get the right offer. Thank you for understanding.
So that was when they did the Muppets show. That was
Yeah.
their whole lead-in for the Muppet show.
Yeah.
It's like The Office. It
Yeah.
was a fantastic.
I loved
brilliant,
it.
Great show.
I loved it. Yeah, I remember it was on for a little bit. I
Yeah.
loved it. I watched
Cancel
it.
culture got it.
Well, yeah, you know, And that's what happens when you change it, like the definitions of words and stuff like that. He kept on asking us here ham hocks the whole time, and he's like, he just wanted a slice. He didn't mean anything by it.
Yeah.
But she became a feminist, and now no bacon for Kermit.
And now they've released the Muppets again called Muppets Now.
Yeah.
And the guy is not the same person. And he doesn't even sound like Kermit.
Kermit
not
the
even,
Frog?
Yeah, not even close.
Really?
Yeah, like I didn't even know who it was on the screen at first. It kind of threw me off.
And that's really unfortunate, because if
And
you
it
can
was-
find a guy in the Philippines to sound like Steve Perry of Journey, you can find someone to do Kermit, right?
Right.
Like,
No.
don't
Right.
stop
How
believing.
hard?
Get on it. I think Muppets, the problem with them is I think Disney owns them, which once
Disney
they
owns
touch
them.
everything, it turns to
They
garbage.
dumbed it all down.
Yeah.
And it's now like a show. It's like a learning show for
Right,
little
and
kids.
Muppets used to be kind of like a kitschy, like comic show where kids are like, "Oh, dumb Muppets," but the parents are laughing at the jokes. It's kind of like Simpsons,
Because
It's
it's
like
all this background adult humor.
Right.
And it was amazing.
or kind of like the first Shrek, or like some of those Pixar
Yes.
movies. They're hilarious.
I
Incredibles.
love Shrek.
Yeah.
Yes.
Shrek 2, I love when they're watching, instead of cops, it's knights, and it's guys
Yeah.
storming through the house, and they're like knights and stuff. I'm like, oh, that's pretty good.
I love that.
Definitely.
Did they make this Muppets Now thing have parts that are like a Zoom conference?
Yeah, so
'Cause I'm
they
saying
set it
that
up like
looks
a.
so- It's like
yeah.
the most annoying thing to watch possible.
Yeah.
So basically, the whole show is
It's Chinese spying on us, dude.
No one enjoys a Zoom conference.
No.
Talking about that, let's talk about TikTok.
No. We'll get onto that sometime
Yeah, so
else.
it's set up like a Zoom. It's set up like a Zoom thing, and he
TikTok's
kind
very
of
bad.
uploads everything, and then it plays the clip,
Oh,
and it is really annoying.
Yeah.
no one enjoys watching
Nobody.
Zoom
calls,
conference.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right, what else you got?
1305. William Wallace, Scottish resistance leader, was captured by the English at Glasgow and transported to London for trial and ultimately execution.
And we already know that's horseshit, because Mel Gibson's not that old.
Right. Do you know they actually defaced that monument over in Scotland?
Can you
He's
believe that,
doing
dude?
he's doing literally what the people nowadays want to do, and they defaced it just because he's a white guy. Like,
Yeah.
are you kidding me? Like, he fought the crown and
Yeah.
wanted to be free, which is exactly what you guys are doing right now in the streets, and you guys defaced it. He's like the patron saint of whatever the hell you guys are doing.
Yeah.
But that could be a false flag, though. That could be someone defacing it just to make the other side look stupid.
That's true.
Very true.
Oh, that
Somebody
would
get
not
Alex Jones
happen.
on the line.
1926.
Tell me here, false flag.
Magician and escape artist Harry Houdini stayed in a coffin underwater for 1.5 hours before escaping to his freedom.
Wow.
Yeah.
He's in there a minute.
That's a hell of a time to hold your breath. Right?
Yeah. He's
Probably napping.
Man, if you were granted a time machine, like that'd be one spot I'd go back to see a performance of Houdini, like
That
just
would
to
be
see,
pretty cool.
because they said he was otherworly. Like there's some
Yeah.
people that,
Yeah, totally.
he's got that mystique. It's,
Do you,
it's crazy.
Do you remember that? What was the name of that show? It was Christian Bale and.
Oh yeah, I just watched it,
was
The
it
Prestige.
Edward, yeah, The Prestige and Edward Norton.
No,
That's
it's
so
that's
good.
two different movies. Edward Norton was The
he's
Illusionist.
The Illusionist.
Prestige is
so
actually
good.
Christian Bale, Hugh Jackman, and Scarlett
it,
Johansson.
Hugh
Yeah.
Jackman.
Michael Caine. It was made right after Batman Begins.
And one is
It was a Christopher Nolan movie.
and it's Christian Bale has the double,
Right.
and Hugh Jackman goes nuts trying to figure out how he does the
He
trick.
goes to David Bowie, and who's Nikolai Tesla,
Yeah.
and he builds him the cloning machine.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
he takes it to nth degree extreme, thinking
Yeah.
that that's how he did it.
Yeah,
And in the end of the
Boardman.
movie, he's just like, dude, what are you
Don't
doing?
spoil it. So good.
You gotta see the movie. It's great. You'll
I've
love it.
seen it.
Yeah,
That's
it's
why
a
I'm
good
like,
movie.
don't spoil this
Oh.
for people that haven't. You got to.
There's a couple Nolan movies that, I mean, obviously outside the Batman series, that I really like. That being one of them.
I want to. Was Tenet released
Not
yet?
yet. Everyone keeps on. They're like, this
I wanna
movie's gonna be
see that.
amazing. This movie's
Yeah.
gonna be amazing. I think it's not gonna be as good because the buildup has been so
So
ridiculous.
much, yeah.
And some people say it's a sequel to Inception, which I'm like, okay, I don't understand how that works, but
Yeah.
all right.
Inception, another great movie,
Yeah.
but I'm excited to see Tenet. I'm not expecting it to blow my socks off, but
Yeah.
I just want it to be a good movie. and it
As
looks
long
like
as it's
it'll be
better
there.
than Interstellar, I thought that movie was trash.
Awful.
Oh no, Interception,
Inception.
and Stellar are Interstellar are both ones that you need to watch like alone with no one else messing with you.
Yeah.
And be able to rewind whenever you want to.
Yeah.
Because that's what fixes both of those.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that might be true. Interstellar, I got
They're
high,
so
and I drank
similar.
some wine, and I was like, I don't know what the hell this is.
Yeah,
you know?
it's not. It's one to watch when you like feel like getting sucked into a different universe and rewinding. Like the first Mission Impossible was like that too. I didn't like it until I could rewind and watch it where I could blast it because the characters keep whispering stuff. That's
Yeah.
important.
Right. Yeah. Mission Impossible. Yeah, fantastic. Movie. What else you got?
1981, U.S. President Reagan fired 11,500 people for striking as air traffic controllers. Could you just imagine waking up to that executive order saying, you've been striking and now you're fired?
Hell yeah! See, I love it. That's to me.
See, the president's been firing people out the whole time. Like,
Yeah.
everyone makes a big deal when Trump does it, you know.
I know,
But it's
right?
like, no, Reagan did it.
Yeah.
Nice hair.
Oh, a lot of. I'm sure that's not the first executive order that
It's
that
hard
allowed people to
lose their jobs.
be free from their employment.
I don't think there's people that hate Trump that are like, yay, Reagan.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true. Yeah.
Alex P. Keaton, maybe.
1992, 4 officers of the LAPD were acquitted on charges of beating Rodney King, but they were indicted on civil rights charges, ultimately winning $3.8 million from the city.
And rightfully so. I remember when that happened. That was just
terrible.
completely ridiculous,
Yeah.
you know.
Absolutely. All right, here's the last one. 1945. U.S. bomber B-29 Enola Gay dropped the world's first deployed atomic bomb over the Japanese city of Hiroshima.
Right. Yeah.
Boom.
R.I.P.
Mm-hmm. That was pretty good.
Boom.
Was that supposed to be a history's mystery? It's like, that's not mysterious.
It was the bomb.
this one.
There you go. That's the one.
Yeah, we mean that reverently.
Reverently.
You know, there's a lot of mixed stories about that whole situation.
You know, there really
and
is.
They said they didn't really want to do it. They had to do it, and
Yeah.
it's like that's ridiculous. But it's like
The second one was even more messed up because the president didn't even know the second one was about to happen.
right.
And like the military leader dude like pushed it forward to play with his
and,
gun.
and the thing with the Japanese are they're
Well,
extremely.
they had already given up. They just wanted 100%. They wanted the emperor to dethrone, and that's the only thing that the Japanese didn't want.
Yeah.
They would give a full surrender minus the
Yeah.
stepping down
And a
of
meat
the
and cheese
emperor.
platter for free.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The whole thing, like you go deep
But it
dive.
was like
in-
monkey and tiger and
Yeah,
stuff.
you go deep dive in a lot of this history stuff, and there's a lot of shady backdoor
Oh,
deals and
yeah.
stuff.
Oh,
It's like,
definitely.
oh boy, all
That's
right.
what all- yeah,
You mean
yeah.
you did what
That's
now?
the fun part about history, though, man, is learning all the shady shit.
yeah, like
Really
nothing's
find out what
black
really
and
was
white.
going on.
No.
Yeah.
No one's just good and bad.
No.
Yeah, there's so much going on. All right,
It's true.
so
It's true.
let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and pay some bills.
All right, we need toilet paper. Hang on.
6030.
Ever notice how sometimes classic rock isn't classic? Classic is supposed to mean the artist has been around for a while and done a thing or two. Welcome to High Quality Rock, the undisputed best artists and songs in rock and roll history with no posers and no slog. Only the best of the best rock music with pedigree that didn't come out of a comic book. Great music 24/7, excellent programs all week and every weekend. It's basically the only rock music station you need, and it's at highqualityrock.com, now included with the free Radio Vegas Rocks app.
Nut rub.
From Ball Wash. You put that on after you cleanse yourself and get a nice little fragrance down there, and it lasts all day, and it's absolutely really amazing.
Ooh, yes.
And it smells great, so there you go.
Yeah, heck yeah. Thank you so much. I'm so proud to be coming.
Thank you, Ball Wash, and
you,
visit
Ball
them
Wash.
online at ballwash.com and use coupon code Radio Vegas to get 20% off.
Man, I'm having
They
so
have
much fun.
they have
already popping these.
shampoos and they have soap and
I'm
they
very
have.
excited about this. I've always seen this. Like, I wonder how that works or what it smells like.
Well, you should open it and smell it, and you'll get even more
There you go.
excited.
Twist and pull.
He had
twist and pull.
he had no trouble at all over here.
Listen, all right, I don't grab things that are lubricated, all right? Give me a break, all right? It smells delicious. No, actually, you can smell it through the can. It actually does smell pretty
you do?
good.
You can?
Yeah, it says ocean air and solid cologne.
Ooh, mine is cedar and citrus for those woodsy smells.
I mean, it says ocean and air on mine. Does it say yours is cedar?
Cedar and citrus.
Okay, here, I'll trade you so you can smell mine. Well, I don't want you to smell it that way, but I mean,
Well, this is nice too.
yeah, see, and they actually make some really good smell. Dude, nut rub. You know, tonight, let's
Let's-
put it to the test.
Let's rub some nuts.
Let's rub the cedar and the ocean together. See if we can get a woody ocean.
Let's rub some nuts.
When you need the balls to smell as fresh as the day.
Nut rub.
From Ball Wash, use coupon code Radio Vegas to get 20% off.
Why do we love the Golden Tiki so much? How about the handcrafted tiki drinks made with freshly squeezed juices, homemade syrups, and top shelf booze? These aren't your cruise ship pre-mixed cocktails. These specialty drinks take time and are for the true cocktail enthusiasts. Located in the strip mall in Chinatown, it's truly a hidden hideaway. Well, hidden if you don't know the address, it's 3939 Spring Mountain Road. This place is what my tiki bar dreams are made of, an adult version to Disney's Enchanted Tiki Room, complete with alcohol-infused Dole Whip and dirty talking birds, with drink names like Navy Grog, Terrible Twisted, and Dirty Banana. And last but not least, a shot of empathy named Kraken. These drinks will have you back and back again. From the kick-ass atmosphere, hidden Easter eggs in the bar, like Bigfoot's footprint, and don't forget to rub the golden dong for good luck. From live music to DJs that will make you feel like you're on a tropical vacation. The Golden Tiki, 3939 Spring Mountain Road. That's the Golden Tiki, 3939 Spring Mountain Road.
Hey, it's RadioVegas.rocks. Check out Sin City 11 podcast.
All right, so I'm gonna pull up. Don't look over here. I'm gonna pull up the.
I don't want to look over there.
No, but I
don't
want
see a
everyone
blue
to see
waffle.
your face.
Is it a blue vagina? Is that what you're talking about?
Okay,
That's
hold on.
disgusting.
I want you to see. I want everyone to watch your face because this is their first time.
Oh my god,
seeing this.
I'm so nervous. So nervous. I'm gonna hide my face.
Don't look yet.
Oh my
let me pull
gosh,
up the images.
so
Hold
gross.
on. It's so. Okay, you ready?
No.
Wait, let me get it. Let me
Dude,
zoom
am I gonna
in.
puke? I ate breakfast
You
this
might.
morning.
Hold on, it's pulling up.
I'm
Are
like,
you
"No."
ready?
I was like, no, I'm not giving BJ's.
Are you ready?
No, I'm not
Are you ready?
I don't want to look.
You guys ready? You want to watch your face? Okay, gotta look. Do it. Do it. Do it.
I can't.
Do it.
Oh my god. Oh, that is disgusting.
Exactly. Tell me.
Your new favorite internet radio station, RadioVegas.rocks.
You're listening to Two Clueless Dudes with Mad Mike and the Hank.
And let me just, before we go any further, let me just give everybody a reminder, or actually not even a reminder, this is a announcement. 2 weeks, not next week, but the week after, we're going to have an incredible special guest to come and tell his side of the story with an exclusive interview with a very, very exclusive, first time ever seen video footage. And we are talking about the one, the only, John Wayne Bobbitt.
Oh, cool.
And we're very excited to have him on the show and to hear his side of the story.
For a minute, I thought you were going to say George Floyd was going to show up.
Yeah, he is.
Well, we have Klaus here. So.
Yeah.
How's it being dead, George? Oh, man, it's great. You know, benefits.
Yeah. I would like to make another shout out real quick to Waz over here doing a hell of a job producing this show.
Right.
Yeah, well done. Well done, sir. Well done, sir.
Was apparently.
Oh, I felt like I'm in a cave.
Waz
All right.
is legend.
Hello down there. Hello, hello, hello. Winston.
So
Remember that?
definitely stay tuned for that. We'll run some promos to remind everyone about it. But that's going to be a great show. In the meantime, drugs plane bound for Australia
Yeah.
was so packed with cocaine, it was too heavy to take off.
Oh,
And it got busted. It was a light plane headed for Australia, and it was allegedly laden with so much cocaine it was too heavy for takeoff. The plane, packed with around $80 million worth of illegal drugs, was trying to fly from Papua New Guinea to Queensland, Australia, when it crashed on takeoff.
That's one of those when you fail in that mission in Grand Theft Auto, you just gotta start all over.
Yeah.
You're like, I just messed up my whole bankroll.
What do you
be
do?
like, we gotta snort this quick.
Yeah. Here, hide this. Like,
Flush it. Flush it.
Yeah. What, Karen? You flushed the cocaine? What did you want me to do? I guess she puts a 22 right in her cooch.
Dude,
I'm like,
yeah,
what are you
oh my
gonna do with
God.
that, sweetheart? They're gonna search you.
Yeah, like,
Oh no.
That's unfortunate.
Terribly.
you know, I mean, I don't want to say this guy was bad at his job, but
Well,
he's
look,
probably fired.
You know, it's a great movie. Have you seen that Tom Cruise movie when he's the coke runner? He's that FBI guy.
No.
Oh, that's a good movie.
Yes,
Oh,
I know what movie you're talking about.
What is that movie called? I'll look it up.
Yeah,
That's it. It's a true story.
Yeah.
Like 80s during the Reagan era, they were running cocaine. Like I
Yeah.
said, government not doing on the up and up with what they should be doing in a lot of places.
Word.
I always thought Tom Cruise was a little weird.
Oh, he's very weird.
Very weird.
He's in that
But
Scientology stuff,
he
which
is.
whatever. There's that, but he also has like an extra
cares about
tooth,
that?
which is strange.
That's the strange part.
Yeah. Like, is he a reptile person? You know, like Alex Jones keep talking about reptile people. It's Tom Cruise.
So, a guy by the name of John Boyne, he's an author, accidentally included a Zelda video game reference in his novels. Accidentally.
Oh, that's cool.
So he says it was due to a careless Google search.
Uh-huh.
And it was so funny after somebody pointed out that he decided to leave it in his book.
That's cool.
So his book is not a fiction. His book is, I'll tell you this. So the award-winning author of The Boy in Striped Pajamas has acknowledged that a cursory Google led him to accidentally including monsters from the popular video game The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild in his new novel.
But his novel is nonfiction somehow?
Yeah, Boyne's he says it's not considered,
Zelda's
not considered
real,
like,
bro.
not considered fantasy.
Duh.
Oh, okay, but it's
fan.
still fiction.
Boyne's A Traveler at the Gates of Wisdom opens in AD 1 and ends 2,000 years later, following a narrator and his family. In one section, the narrator sets out to poison Attila the Hun, using ingredients including Octorok eyeball and the tail of a red Lizal flows and 4 Hylian shrooms, which are all from...
Yeah.
So, and here's the thing. So it says, the dyes that I used in my dressmaking were composed from various ingredients depending on the color required. But almost all required nightshade, sapphire, keyswing, the leaves of the silent princess plant, Octorok eyeball, swift violet, thistle, and high-tail lizard. In addition, for the red, I had to use Abrilla's dress. I employed spicy pepper, the tail of a red Lizalflos, and 4 Hylian shrooms. So, he said, if those ingredients look weird to you, it's because they are straight out of the Zelda Breath of the Wild. Is it an homage, an Easter egg? This book is not a fantasy. It's a historical drama set in the real world, wrote Schwartz.
Oh, I understand.
Who
Still
said,
fictional.
who
Historical
said,
fiction.
who said she was alerted by the anomaly by a Reddit user who found it.
Yeah. That'd be like saying something in that book, like I bought her a ring and the stone was a piece of kryptonite. Like,
Yeah,
I
exactly.
get that. Okay.
So it was
all
a
right,
completely
all right.
off. So what happened was he said, or she said, Boyne must have perfunctorily searched for how to dye clothes red to come up with the passage landing on the site for the recipe for red dye in the game.
Okay.
So that's the dye for red. That's the recipe for red dye in Lord of Zelda, and she put it into an actual, supposed
Got
to
it.
be historically accurate type
Nice.
novel.
Got it.
But
See?
she says it was so funny, she just left it in.
And leave it in, and see, that's where Google will get you. Sometimes you got to check your sources. You got to check a couple things. Just
Google
don't.
gets ya.
No, yeah, one Google won't.
But Google would never lie.
Oh no.
One
See,
Google's not enough.
Facebook would never lie to you.
That's like the Chris Kyle, is that right? The sniper guy?
Yeah.
And the whole governor thing where
Ventura.
Yep.
Yeah.
Where he said that he got into a bar fight, and Ventura said no, that never happened, and then Chris Kyle died, and then he sued Miss Kyle for an abundance of money, and they had to take that out of the book.
Oh really?
So,
Oh, I did not know that.
This next story.
I do remember that story, the
So it's-
rivalry between the two. But
It's a non-fictional fictional book.
yeah, they were gonna do that and punch
This
some
next
of that
news
stuff
story shows us the sad intellectual state
Of?
that America is really in.
Oh God.
Okay.
Yeah. What are we gonna talk about here?
The incident happened at around 4:45 p.m. on a Wednesday, when Greensburg police and firefighters and Kiowa County deputies responded to what was a report to be a stick of dynamite attached to the dash of a vehicle.
Wow.
That's cool.
Upon units arriving and securing the area, it was discovered that the item in question was a beef stick still in its wrapper.
That's either thick beef or thin dynamite.
The vehicle owner removed the suspicious beef stick from the dash. Wow.
That'd have been funny if he ate it, like in Caddyshack when he gets the candy bar at the bottom. He's like, oh, it's not that bad. And he bites into it. You're kind of smelling it.
But somebody called the cops mistaking a beef stick for dynamite.
you know what?
But you know what?
Given these days, you never know.
Exactly. That's what's getting real scary about things, because we're seeing so much crazy stuff that's not putting it past anyone now. It's like, oh, did I turn right on red, or did I cut that guy off? Like, why is he put a dynamite stick in my car? Like, I don't know.
What's going on here?
Did someone unwrap the beef stick and leave it on the dashboard?
Yeah, did it say Slim Jim?
Yeah,
I
that
don't
savage had it coming. If you're some savage leaving raw beef on your
It
dashboard,
was still in the wrapper. They specifically
Okay.
said it was still
Oh, wow.
So, I mean,
it's exotic.
it's in the goddamn wrapper.
I wonder if it says something like explosive on it, like explosive habanero
Yeah.
or something. It's like, it says explosion on it.
Had to.
Blowing up asses since 1993.
Yeah.
I
Alien
get it
jerky.
Alien jerky.
That
All
sounds
right.
pretty good, though.
There's a wick coming out of it for some
Yeah,
reason.
yeah.
Well, that's not a wig.
Did the coyote leave this thing here? Like, where did this thing come from?
We're gonna hop a plane. We're gonna fly all the way to Berlin.
Okay. Where's the
Yay.
Germans?
A German nudist had the last laugh after giving chase to a wild boar that had run off with a bag containing his laptop.
So it was a guy chasing his ex-wife.
Yeah, basically. Pictures posted on social media show the naked man running after a sow and her 2 piglets to the mirth of fellow bathers in Berlin's Teufelsee, or Devil's Lake.
All right.
He says he gave it his all and recovered it.
Well, he was
did
flopping and
recover it.
flowing, as he's running. I mean, that's got to be kind of tough.
I don't know if you could.
Oh
There's
my
an
gosh.
excellent
Oh, that's
photo.
awesome.
Let me pull this up.
Caught in
That's
the act.
awesome.
Yeah, so we're gonna bring this up because a picture's worth 1,000 words here. Folks.
Yeah.
What's the headline again?
German nudist chases down laptop stealing wild boar.
Okay, I got
Only
it.
in 2020. And can I just say, folks, Mad Max was set in the year 2021.
Mhm.
That's all I'm saying.
And the Raiders are here, baby. My prediction's coming true.
Right?
Get those spiked shoulder
pictures.
pants.
Spike shoulder.
This picture's just
Thunderdome.
so funny.
Yeah.
Look at
I
this
would
That's a
not be-
great Tina Turner song, by the way.
This
Thunderdome?
Yes.
Yeah.
where there's a bunch of wild boar. Don't get naked.
Yeah.
I don't get
yeah.
naked where there's wild animals that can take my stuff.
I mean, I'm all for getting naked, but
It's a
when
rule.
you got like
Oh,
tusks
you
and
see
stuff,
he's
I'm out.
chasing, he's got his little arms out trying to catch it, and it's like,
so many
yoink.
pictures. So funny.
So terrible.
Wow. Germans,
Could you
man.
imagine getting one in the rear?
Oh, from a boar?
Oh, tusk.
Yeah, tusk.
So
It's a very good Germany or Florida story. Man runs naked after boar as it attempts to steal a laptop.
that's why isn't that all over the news? That's
yeah,
what I want to know.
That's
about.
what I want to talk about. See Don Lemon's head explode. Talking about that.
Don Lemon.
Don Lemon.
Don Lemon.
I wonder how many boxes of lemon heads he gets in the mail. I do wonder sometimes.
None.
How many do you send him?
A lot. A lot.
I love lemon heads.
They're good, right?
Cherry heads are good too.
They are.
Yeah, that's not bad. It's old school candy.
They make the
we
roof
had
of your mouth go
discussed
raw, though.
Yeah.
The
Whorehounds?
best whorehounds.
Whorehounds. We're talking about old school candy. Sorry.
We were talking about the best superhero TV shows to binge watch.
Oh yeah.
And I think we both were in agreement, and we said Daredevil.
Yeah. I mean,
On
it's
Netflix.
clearly the best one.
Charlie Cox did a fantastic job. The fight scenes were amazing. The cinematography is incredible. The cast
opening
around
with the
him.
blood flowing
Yeah.
and the Daredevil logo is kind of cool.
Vincent D'Onofrio.
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 Yeah.
He's fantastic.
Yeah, it's just a fun show. And I mean, he gets the costume at some point, and and it's just I
About
thought it was
halfway
really well
through,
done.
I think, right?
What's
He
that?
gets the costume about halfway through the
Yeah.
first season.
No, he gets it about the end of the first season. Like
End of the
last
first season,
episode.
he has it all of second season. Frank
Yeah.
Castle shows up, the
Which,
Punisher.
Second season is to me is fantastic.
Yeah.
The Punisher, and then he went on to do 2 shows on his own. The first series was okay, but I really liked the second one actually.
Of what?
The Punisher.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that one I thought was always the best show of all the comic book shows that they've done thus far.
Thus far.
Was
Yeah.
Daredevil.
Absolute worst. Legends of Tomorrow.
Oh, I didn't even watch that.
That's
yeah,
awful.
That's just
Next, Supergirl.
There's too
also
many.
awful.
yeah.
There's-
all that
there's
CW,
too many.
WB, whatever that stuff's
Ugh.
called is.
It's all
Even
trash.
Arrow, like the first couple were okay, then it just got weird.
Yeah, I actually, I was able to watch pretty much most of Arrow.
And then what?
That was
The
decent.
Flash's Arrow
I
and Arrow's
watched
Flash. I'm
Flash.
like, I'm confused now.
Yeah, because they're in the same universe.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to watch all of them, and then they bring all of them together at
Once a
some
year.
point. Yeah, once a year. So if you don't watch this one,
You're
this
watching
one,
they
this
get you
one,
that way.
yeah.
you don't know.
And do they
So-
shoot power
and there's
just in the
still
sky at the end of the
shit.
episode? Like everything with all these comic book movies, they just shoot power in the sky. It's
I
like
know.
what happens at the end? We're just gonna shoot power in the sky. It'll be fine.
The absolute worst.
what
it's
we do.
hard.
Wait till
what
you
we
see.
do.
It's like
what
shooting
it-
guns
wait,
in the air.
Wait till he sees what number 7
Dude,
does.
the hardest show to watch is still probably Supergirl.
Oh.
And
I can't watch it. She's just hot. She's
absolutely
just good to
gorgeous.
look at.
Yeah, she's absolutely gorgeous.
Do you remember Supergirl the movie
I
from the
powered
80s?
through it. Oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah.
Awful.
Do you remember the Flash show from the 90s?
The Flash
I do.
cartoon?
No,
No,
the
there's a
show.
90s show.
It was
yeah.
on CBS. It was only one season.
Yeah.
The trickster is Mark Hamill, and he does the Batman the Animated Series Joker voice in it.
Yes, he does.
Yes, it's cool. Yeah, it was only around
cool.
one time. It was only around for one series, and he looked good because like he had. Well, it looks cheesy now, but it was.
Yeah.
His outfit was very Michael Keaton Batman-esque.
Yeah.
It was red velvet, and it had like the muscles and stuff, and he looked huge. And oh, the guy
I didn't
who
know it was velvet. I didn't remember.
it
that.
looked like it was like velvet, yeah. And then the
I believe you.
they used the guy in.
Because it was before uniforms
So-
were all shiny and stuff.
Since we're on the Flash, I'm gonna go to another Flash.
But I think they. No, wait, hold on. I'm thinking they used, and then
This was like the same as the Knight Rider remake.
they used
With
that.
the
They
era.
used the guy who played the Flash as I think Barry Allen's dad in this new Flash show.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, that's the guy. Yeah, that's the guy.
Whoa.
I'll show you a picture. It's
It was
Yeah,
all
yeah,
poop.
Um,
Flash was okay for like the first couple seasons, and then
The only Flash that I like
Then
is
it
that
was
cartoon though, Flashpoint, which I hope they do, which I guess they're gonna
That's
do.
what they're trying to get
But
into now.
that's a cool cartoon.
We had talked, I think, a couple weeks ago about Flash Gordon
yeah,
getting a remake and who you would choose to play Flash Gordon. Do you have
Yeah.
any input as to who you believe
Lundgren.
would be the
No.
best? He's too old, man.
They can CG him younger.
Dude, I was gonna
okay,
say,
you know who
you
should
you
be
know
Ming?
what? If
Emperor
they
Ming
can,
should
if
be,
they can remake,
I hate this. Well, he's like wood though, but he would be looks wise. He'd look good. I hate to say Channing Tatum would look good,
Yeah, you look good.
but acting he's not up to snuff. God, I'm trying to think who. I don't. Oh, I know exactly who. The bad guy with the metal arm in Logan.
What if it was?
Remember the dude? He's got the cyborg arm. He's the one trying to get after Hugh Jackman in the movie Logan. He's also in
Really?
Predator. He's in Predator, the new Predator.
Damn.
He's got blonde hair.
Damn,
He kind of
Hold
almost
up.
looks a little bit like Dolph
Kind of.
Lundgren. I'm trying to think what
I think
else
I
he's
know who
in.
you're talking
He's
about,
kind of
kind of.
muscular and stuff. He looks like a jock kind of guy. I always get him confused with the kid who played Malfoy in Harry Potter.
Wait, so he has a robot arm and he's in what movie?
Logan, the one with Hugh Jackman,
Yeah,
the last Wolverine movie.
Yeah.
That guy.
Oh yeah.
That guy would probably. He's got the acting ability too. He can
got the
actually
chops.
act. Yeah.
I also think Thor.
Yeah. You know, Thor.
Was it Jake Paul? It was Jake Paul. This guy looks like Jake Paul. I was like,
Oh yeah. Thor. He's great.
is it Donald Pierce?
Because he's kind of got that campiness
Yeah,
to him, which
his name is Donald Pierce.
would
Okay,
stay true
Donald
to
Pierce.
Flash.
Yeah.
And I would like to see Ming be the Asian guy from The Hangover.
Oh,
Oh
Kim.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
Dr. Kim.
He's
Dr.
probably
Kim.
canceled, but I was gonna say Tom Hanks would be a dope Flash Gordon.
Yeah, but again, he's too old.
Well, yeah,
Even
but
if he
now
was
he's
good,
going to
too-
Greece.
Oh, I
Yeah,
forgot
he's
he's
on
old
Grace.
now.
Yeah.
You know what sucks about Chris Helmsworth is he's Thor obviously, and he's done a great job at Thor. I would have loved, and he said he won't do it because the characters are too close. But he'd be a great He-Man.
Yeah.
You know, because he's basically the same
Yeah.
character.
All right. If you could pick anybody to be Wolverine, I know who I'd pick. My pick would be.
My pick would be a different Marvel movie.
No,
But
Wolverine's great.
If you have
Wolverine's
to,
been done to death though.
But
They're gonna do
that.
redo it. It's gonna
Yeah,
be
they're gonna
fine.
redo it. But
Why would redo something that's been redone like
Redo
twice
the
already?
redo the
well,
redo.
he's gonna
Like
he
Spider-Man, the same
Let it
story.
be
over and over.
redone.
Hugh Jackman's going to be hard to redo because he's kind of like Christopher
Yeah.
Reeves in that sense. But I think a Wolverine with like the actual Wolverine costume, it's going to be a completely different character.
Can it be a new Wolverine story instead of his origin for like the third or fourth time?
Well, I don't think you have to
Over
do
like
that.
Spider-
I'm
Spider-Man.
going to go with Zach Galifianakis.
Yes. Why do it serious if it's
Shing,
gonna?
shing.
If it's gonna be like the fifth Wolverine. Why do it serious?
No, but
I think
Zac
he would be
Efron.
serious though. I think
Zac
he would be.
Efron?
I think he
Zac
would be
Efron would
serious.
be
You'd be
my
giggling.
ultimate pick. The guy is shredded.
Yeah.
He's short, bulky, and he's already got the black hair and the blue eye. I think he could make a really good Wolverine.
Yeah, he could
how
be pretty
tall
good.
is Zac Efron? Like 5'8"?
That's something like that, 5'8", 5'9", which is good.
See, I would go after.
I always thought Hugh Jackman was too tall. I didn't like Hugh Jackman as Wolverine.
And
He was just too hairy.
Right. Well, there's that, and this would be very kind of Hugh Jackman-esque, but it is modeling after what Wolverine was. I'd go with Clint Eastwood's kid, Scott Eastwood.
Scott Eastwood, that's a great pick.
Because I mean, Clint Eastwood, that is Wolverine. Like you look at '70s Wolverine,
That's
it's
exactly.
dirty hairy.
Huh.
That's
Dirty
what
hairy.
he is. So just go with because he looks like Clint Eastwood.
Yeah.
You know?
That's actually good. That's a good choice.
Yeah, that would be who I'd go with. But Zac Efron would be good. And they're also saying the kid from the Kingsman. I can't call him a kid.
Taron
but-
Egerton.
Yeah, he's
my
another
number
one.
2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just feel like we've seen everything inside out, guts all the way through every era of that character already. It's
So-
like,
Yeah,
what can you
I
do
agree.
with this
I
character
agree.
anymore?
But the way I would approach
You can make
it,
him not as campy as you did in the X-Men series.
well, that or the way I'd
I
approach
hated
it
the
is
X-Men movies.
he's in the X-Men, but he's not the focal point of the X-Men movies.
Yeah.
You know, he's a character.
he was
but-
like the focal point
See,
of like
this is the
3
thing.
of them, though.
Well,
It's
and
like,
that's what they gravitated to.
I'm exactly
They
with
need
you.
to do what
I
they did
think-
with the Avengers.
I think
and do
they
it with the
need to
X-Men.
step back from the X-Men and let Fantastic Four or
Well, that's next.
or another.
There's
The
been no good
Eternals,
Fantastic Four. There's been
They're
no
doing-
Gambit.
They're doing the Eternals. They're doing Shang-Chi. Which
There's
I'm
been no
super
Jubilee.
excited
Yeah.
for.
But you know what'd be cool? A cool story to tell if you're gonna do it. I'm sure you've seen that cartoon, Hulk vs. Wolverine.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
That would be
They
cool.
go toe to toe in the Canadian wilderness.
Great movie.
And I mean, he's ruthless in that
Yeah.
movie, and,
And
he's got to fight the Hulk.
That's the first Wolverine comic.
Yeah.
Is how or not the it's actually not the first Wolverine comic. It was the first introduction of Wolverine.
If there was a story to tell, I would do that as a one-off, and that's it. You know,
That'd be
and then you can bring the Hulk back because they don't know what to do with the Hulk either. So just put him in that movie. He'll let those two go toe to toe,
their
and
thing.
it'd be kind of fun.
But I think they should do if they do X-Men again, they should do it the same way that they handled the Avengers. Have an all-in movie, and then if they want to do side movies for them,
Yeah.
to
Well, I
get
like the idea
individual,
of
that's
it
totally fine.
leading up to an all-in movie was really cool too. How
Yeah.
it led up to Endgame. I think we're sleeping on Jubilee and the Sentinel.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Like,
Yeah, they
They completely
they
kind of
messed up
fucked
the
that up.
they messed
That was
up
a
the
cool
Sentinels.
era. That was the era when I
so-
got into X-Men in the 90s.
Well, yeah, that
So
car- that
it's like
cartoon.
all of us.
That would be so
completely
cool to
came
do that.
out of the X-Men. Like me and Mad Mike went to the theater to watch Dark Phoenix,
Yeah.
and
Oh.
like, bro, it was hard to
It was
watch.
it's bad.
Oh,
It's
and that's
bad.
not
It was
nearly
really
as bad
hard.
as the Apocalypse movie.
Yeah, that was bad too.
Good lord, that was
And,
bad.
and again, we go back to my Batman thing. Just you have the comic book
How
cartoon
hard is it,
in the
right?
90s. Remember the just do that movie, and you
Yeah.
can even have Wolverine because he's not the focal character. And then you really Cyclops is the leader of the
Cyclops
X-Men.
is the leader.
And then the same thing even with I like the Tom Holland Spider-Man stuff, but remember that 90s Spider-Man cartoon
Yep.
right around Batman the Animated Series?
And he actually had a
That was a
crossover.
cool, with Captain America and stuff. That was awesome too.
Yep. And Spider-Man's also been a member of the Fantastic Four.
Yeah, he's done it all.
Really?
Yeah, he's done it all.
They
yeah.
kind of used him to jumpstart, I
Yeah,
think,
he's a
comics at
platform,
times. Yeah,
yeah.
like we'll throw him in there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure that's what it is.
I just feel like you always sell a movie well when there's like a young character that like finds themselves coming of age, discovers that stuff that they had was problems is actually like benefits. And that's like all over Jubilee.
Honestly?
And she like breaks electronic stuff, and that's super timely.
Oh, that's
He
why
doesn't-
Waz likes
and
her.
the Sentinel
I was
is
like,
really
what is
epic.
Waz
Yeah,
like her
yeah,
so
yeah.
much?
I love
She
that
breaks
character.
electronics. Waz fixes them. He found his girl.
For sure, though.
I think he doesn't have the exact look, but I really feel like the guy that plays Klaus in Umbrella Academy would make a really good Gambit.
Ah,
I think so.
Gambit.
I think
Too
so too.
skinny. I'd put him as Nightcrawler.
That's
Oh, he'd
cool
make a
too.
very
Those are
good
two
Nightcrawler.
characters
Too
that
small. Like Nightcrawler
Nightcrawler
is
and
a
Gambit
really
need to come
super
back
small
so bad.
character.
Such
Yeah, but
love
he's
characters
lanky.
are sleeping on, especially
Climb
Nightcrawler.
walls.
Nightcrawler.
How is there not a Nightcrawler movie with like?
Right?
You know he has
How-
two penises.
That's good for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone loves that character. They're sleeping on it so
Especially
hard.
with the
Nightcrawler.
penises.
And
No more slept on character than Nightcrawler.
He has to watch 2 pornos at a time just to make him feel comfortable.
Yeah.
So cool.
And in the X-Men 2 movie, when they used Nightcrawler, they didn't use him as like the swashbuckling Nightcrawler. He was
No,
like,
which is what I know.
Yeah,
which
like-
would have been awesome.
What's that one that's like female Nightcrawler that like cloaks and stuff? That's one they're sleeping on too.
You mean
That's a villain?
Mystique?
Yeah, they're sleeping on that one too.
Yeah,
She's been in
Mystique's
like
cool.
3.
That's his mom.
She's just like in some scenes,
the-
and that's it.
you know what sucks with X-Men besides the movies is, boy, they would just focus on one villain. They had so many villains. Like
So many of them.
the Deadpool Juggernaut was awesome.
Fantastic.
The third X-Men movie,
The Deadpool
Vinny
Colossus
Jones
was awesome.
Yeah, that one was awesome.
The Sentinel was
But yeah, Vinny Jones.
freaky.
Terrible.
Come on, dude.
It was always Charles Xavier. What happened to Dr. Sinister?
Yeah.
Another cool villain.
Mr. Sinister.
Yeah, or
That's-
Mr. Sinister.
And
that's
I think
what it is.
that's going to be their next big villain.
Yeah.
And I think Carl Urban or Tom Ellis would make a great Mr. Sinister. Tom Ellis from Lucifer. Now you
Lucifer,
have
yeah.
to watch
Okay,
Lucifer,
yeah.
just so you can see what. I think he'd be great
He's
Mr.
elite.
Sinister.
He's definitely one of the best
Yeah,
at
the
what
dude
he's
just sticks
doing
out.
right now.
I want Carl Urban to come back as Judge Dredd. That movie was awesome.
Hell yeah!
It
What
was
a
so cool.
fantastic Judge Dredd.
I saw that on like a Wednesday in September. I was like, I'm so bored. I'm like, Judge Dredd. I'm like, why not? I remember the Stallone one, and I was like blown away how awesome that movie
I was like, nobody will ever be able to beat the Stallone one.
Yeah.
Lo and behold,
Wrong.
It was a good movie. I am
Judge
the law.
Dredd. Remember the one with Stallone? He had like
Rob
the big,
Schneider.
the big fake shoulder pads
Yeah.
on and stuff. It was terrible.
And his brother was the bad guy.
Yeah, Rico.
Rico, hey Rico.
Yeah.
Oh, you're the bad guy, Rico.
Yeah, that movie was terrible.
It
I
was
just remember the
I loved
billboards
it.
all over Cleveland. Like, it was just Stallone's face. It's like, Dread, July 4th.
Yeah. Carl Urban, I'd love to have seen him in more movies. I really feel like his acting chops are underrated.
Yeah. He's great Bones in
Yeah.
Star Trek, even
I
though those
think
movies aren't that good.
He'd make a good Sabretooth,
I love
too.
Star Trek.
He would.
You don't like the Star Trek movies?
They're better than the old Star Trek stuff,
Yeah.
but I mean, it is what it is. It's,
Yeah. There are parts I
Star
liked.
Trek or Star Wars? How do you feel?
Star Wars.
Mike,
but-
you're gonna have to change your password.
Star Wars, but this last trilogy was trash.
Okay.
Like
okay.
I thought the last trilogy was trash. I thought Rogue One and what's the other one?
Well, I mean, they're all trash.
that was your kid
No,
From like start
Rogue
to
One-
finish.
You didn't like
Yeah.
Rogue One?
No, Rogue One and
fantastic.
Solo I liked because it's my theory of it lives within the sphere of Darth Vader being alive. Once Darth Vader dies, it's no longer Star Wars. I don't know what this
Yeah,
is.
I agree.
But Rogue One and Solo, he still was there somewhere.
Yeah,
Like
they
at the
keep
end of
it-
Rogue One when he trashes everybody, that was awesome. I was like, that's a cool cameo.
Yeah, they keep it going.
Yeah.
They keep it together, keep it together, keep it together, keep it
But
together.
I love The Mandalorian. I was blown away by that. Like,
Oh,
if you can make that,
fantastic.
then you can make anything. And then you look at it, oh, Jon Favreau. Oh, he's kind of like Iron Man. Now I get it.
Yeah.
Okay, he's got
Well,
gadgets.
they've
Doodads.
now, there was apparently a huge,
I love Jon Favreau.
a huge
Yeah.
rift that took place in Lucas film, and they're now basically in a struggle to rip everything away from Jamie Kennedy and give it all
Really?
to Favreau.
Wait,
And
Jamie Kennedy owns all this property?
Jamie, it's a female.
What
Oh,
what
I was
now?
She's the
thinking of the
CEO.
Jamie
Oh,
Kennedy
she's the CEO of
experience.
Disney or
No, CEO of Lucasfilms. She's the one. She's the director. she's the
However,
one that decided on the last series.
There is some
how
good
it was
Jamie
supposed to
Kennedy
be,
video.
Yeah.
the
It's too wo-
characters.
It's
on
too woke for
TNT.
me.
It's way too woke. So they're thinking, okay, well, now that
Search.
they've done something good, The Mandalorian, they went, oh
Search
wow, so this
Jamie
is what
Kennedy's
it's supposed to be
birthday.
like. Okay, well, we think we're just going to give this over to Favreau now.
Yeah.
And in fact, the next movie
That's
that's
me
going to
on
be
TMZ.
released is going to be directed and written. So it's going to be directed by Taika Waititi.
Okay,
He
he's
did
the one
Thor
who,
Ragnarok.
right, but I don't like what he's doing with the
He
new
also,
Thor.
but he also did. He's also the voice of IG-88 in The Mandalorian.
Okay.
And he helped write and direct the very last episode of The
Okay.
Mandalorian. So the man is very good. He's also did What We Do in the Shadows.
Yeah.
Highly recommend watching that. So the new Thor, that I don't like.
They're
the
gonna ruin
direction
it.
where They're gonna ruin it, but that's fine.
Are you talking about with Natalie Portman?
Yeah.
Christian
Yeah.
Bale too. Oddly enough,
He's gonna be in it.
he's the villain.
Oh shit, I know that.
Yeah.
So I just don't know how I feel about that. But he's going to direct, and he's also co-writing it. The other co-writer is the co-writer who helped Sam Mendes co-write 1917,
Oh.
which is a fantastic.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet, but
movie, dude.
I didn't get to see it in IMAX, so I'm kind of bummed. So I don't know
Whoa.
how I can watch it because I know it's one of those all-encompassing movies.
Come over to my house. I got an 85-incher.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. You know, it's another good movie for that. Have you seen Dunkirk with Tom?
That's me behind
Tom
him.
Hardy.
Yeah, I need to show it to my dad though.
Yeah, with the fighter pilot.
Yeah.
And really, you don't see his face again. It was right around the Bane era where you didn't see his face. It was just his eyes. But man, he acted the hell out of that
He
thing.
did a good job.
Yeah.
He did a good job. Dunkirk was good. My dad needs to see Midway too. My dad loves these.
Oh,
so
yeah, great.
1917, just to give you an idea.
Yeah.
So it's basically 2 shots.
Right.
That's it. The
Yeah.
whole movie's done in 2 shots. and it's just about these two guys, and that's it.
Yeah.
By the time the movie ended, my dad, for the first time ever, he actually cried.
Wow. That touching of a movie, huh?
Yeah, I mean, it really hit a note, and it really made me go, wow, this movie is far more... It really has this hint of authenticism that I just wasn't expecting. It was very cool.
Well, that's what happens when you poison your brain with Transformers for many of years. Yeah.
And Voltron.
Oh man, the
Voltron.
only good Transformers was the first one.
Yeah,
The rest
yeah.
of them were trash.
Well, yeah, they turned everyone into something weird.
All right, we ready to go Reddit Revenge?
Let's do it.
All right, here we go.
And now,
So, this week's story of Reddit Revenge, I call Hey Girl. After a very eventful week in which I missed work because I was extremely ill, I finally returned to my hallowed spot behind the register. Since the winter is mighty slow for us, I guess one of my bosses got antsy and decided to tweak our register settings so new and fun things printed out on our receipts. In hindsight, it really was my fault for leaving her unattended with the register for a week. One of these new and fun things happened to include the receipt now printing the first and last name of the cashier who rang them up. I'm not crazy privacy nut, but this freaked me out and pissed me off. The receipt already prints our employee code when we ring up the sale. I called my boss and asked her what POS options she had fiddled with so I could fiddle it back off. Imagine my shock at her shock on why I would want to do this. What is so bad about the receipt printing the first and last name of the cashier, she asked. Oh, I don't know. Irate customers having personal information, crazy customers having personal information, any customers having personal information. The list goes on. My first name and last name are on Google search, away from which you could search away from my address, my Facebook, my embarrassing angst-riddled teenage blogs that I keep meaning to delete. My boss told me to leave the option turned on, so I created a fake Facebook account using a male name and sent her a private message detailing how I thought she was so pretty and how I was too shy to say that when she rang me up. But I got her name off the receipt and just had to contact her. 2 hours after I sent the message, she called, told me to turn the option off.
That's a good way of doing it.
It's a good way to get... Yeah, I'd do that. That's not beyond my scope of...
But see, I don't care if people know. No, I honestly don't care if people know my name. But when I used to work and I had to wear name tags,
yeah.
I'd come up with a different name anytime somebody gave me the freaking thing to make my own.
Yeah, you got some pretty
interesting What was your go-to?
Franklin.
Franklin?
I like Franklin. I also was Darth Vader for a long time, and nobody noticed. I've been Angela and Smidge Wigglies.
Smidge Wigglies?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
And
I
of
love
course,
people named Smidge.
And of course, I always do an ode to my famous nom buddy, Chuck Castro.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That was one badass hamster.
Yeah. Oh, Chuck is passed.
Well, they just don't live long.
Long battle with alcoholism.
Yeah. Well, he was in Nam. You know.
He was in Nam. He had his legs blown off. He
Right.
looked like an angry Twinkie.
He was the helicopter gunner, right?
He did all kinds of things.
Limbless hamster lying there like a hot
Agent
dog.
Orange got
He
up,
had the-
caught
he had
up,
the
you know,
little
and
bandana,
gets
you
us
know?
all. You know?
It was unfortunate.
The idea of a limbless hamster is like the funniest animal, just
I
swimming around like a bacteria.
I imagine Chuck Castro a lot like what is it? It's not Nick. Yeah, it's Nick. Is it Nick Nolte in Tropic Thunder?
Is it? Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know what kind of gun it is. I just know what it sounds like when it kills a man.
Yeah. Yes. What a great! That's another great movie.
Great movie.
And they set it up
so
for a
funny.
second. And they set it up perfectly for a second, and they faulted.
And I would urge people.
Sad.
I mean, I
Watch
think
it before it's gone.
Well, I think this will. If this thing blows over, I would urge people just go and buy it.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
Just have it because it's like
With what
Blazing
blows
Saddles
over?
before they canceled Tropic Thunder. Like how they haven't canceled that movie.
It's
With
bad.
Robert Downey Jr. is in blackface the entire time.
Well, I think
and-
people understand. It hasn't been canceled officially yet because it would be stupid because of the heart and the comedy
I know
of it's
they
like
came after
well
him, but
intended.
it didn't.
Well,
go
even
very
in
far.
the movie itself, he wins
Yeah.
an award.
Well, and
for
It's like
being-
satire, obviously.
Right, and I get that, but there's also the scene where Shaun White, the snowboarder, got canceled because he dressed up as Simple Jack. Remember Simple Jack?
Uh-huh.
Don't
Yeah.
go retard. I mean, you know.
Never go full
Never go.
retard.
For
Yeah.
What a great.
Simple Jack. Oh no. Got the straw hair.
I think that movie.
Forrest Gump.
That movie is always going to be an
Partly
example
retarded.
of a certain line. That
Yeah.
like on this is at the line, but it's on the good side of the line. Like
Yeah,
this
yeah,
is
yeah.
obviously satire, but it's like pushing it and it's great and everyone can get
It's like
behind it.
it's like
But
a
you
newer version of like Mel Brooks. It's kind
Yeah.
of what it reminded me of.
But even
Great
like you see like Jimmy Fallon when he dressed up as Chris Rock, like that was in the same vein.
Absolutely the same
And he
thing.
got
There's-
But he got
Destroyed.
canceled for it, so that's why I'm saying people should get their
Yeah.
hands on Tropic
I
Thunder
don't
while
think
they
he
can.
got canceled for as hard as he took it. I really think he's taking it harder.
Yeah.
He took it
because he's in
to the limit.
Yeah, because what he's doing
One
as a
more
job, he has to be like
time.
2 PC, so he's
Right.
like stuck in a stupid
Well, yeah,
place.
he's getting $20 million from NBC. You know,
Yeah.
you're not rocking a hard place.
Yeah, he wouldn't stay canceled if he like can pull through it.
All right, so here we go. We're gonna talk about these now.
Okay.
And we're
Talk
gonna
about what?
Get your opinion here. Coming in at number 1
Yeah.
on the greatest movie franchises
Franchises.
of all time.
Franchise.
Coming in at number 1
Yeah.
is the Marvel Cinematic Universe
I don't know if I consider that a franchise.
with
Oh,
22
yeah,
movies.
definitely.
Definitely.
Definitely,
they're all tied together.
definitely. MCU, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, they've got like
Every way that
22
you can
movies, and
Yeah.
they're all related to one
Yeah.
another.
And they all come to the one conclusion.
Yeah. So it's hard for me to
I
say
guess
it's
it
not.
is,
If,
but-
if not, it's easily the most genius. Of all
Yo,
of them.
yeah, that'll give it. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe not the greatest, but it's easily the most genius, and honestly, probably the most highest grossing too.
Yeah.
Well, it's
22
obviously
movies.
the highest grossing.
Yeah.
They own that by
All right.
2 movies, right? The last 2, Endgame
Oh,
being
so-
the highest.
Hey, welcome
grossing.
back, Jeff.
I
Fox Cable
guess
went,
I looked at it as like a collection of movies because you have your Iron Man trilogy, you get your Thor trilogy, you got this, that, the other, and
Definitely.
it's just like a universe. So
Whole.
it's like a kind of
yeah.
a whole thing. I guess if we are considering that a franchise, then yes, it is 100% the
Yeah.
number 1 franchise. I mean, 22 movies or whatever the hell it was.
Yeah, it's incredible,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So how about this for number 2? What do you think of this one? The Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
No, it's
Remake.
shit.
I agree with you.
Yeah. Just in style and production alone, I was
Buzz.
blown away by those movies.
Cultural
2001 to
impact.
2003.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was this generation Star Wars.
Yeah, easily.
Easily.
Hands
is
down.
what it was.
I would
'cause I
prefer
grew up-
diarrhea.
I grew up reading.
J.R. Tolkien?
Yeah, J.R.
Ah,
Tolkien and
Don't
Lord of
you
the
wish we got that for the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy
Oh my
book
gosh, yeah,
series?
that would've been
Oh
great.
man.
Harry Potter's way better. All right, what's the
Well,
third?
turns out
Turns out third is Harry
Yeah,
Potter.
I
and
didn't. I
dislike
dated a
this.
girl that liked it, so I watched the first couple of them, but then I kind of just.
I
after
dig
that,
it.
I don't know.
I
I
think
own
they're
all
awful.
of them. I can watch them right now on my phone. We can watch Harry Potter right now.
I
We
can also
weird
shoot
flex,
heroin
but
into my
okay.
veins.
We can cut this show off. Watch this.
weird flex.
Boom!
but okay.
Sorcerer's
getting outta
Stone. Bam!
My problem is the very last. They do this whole movie, all to get this goddamn wand, and then at the very, all he has to do is he breaks it over his knee. And,
Yeah, they mucked it up.
like you can. What happened? You mean
Well-
over the hundreds and hundreds of years this thing around, nobody tripped and fell and like accidentally broke this fucking
You know what?
thing?
You
Like,
gotta-
but they do it in everything. Look at Game
They
of
should show,
Thrones
like,
and the
tape
Night,
all
and
over
the,
it or something.
Yeah.
Game of Thrones and the Night King. Like, really? That's the
Oh,
way
yeah.
he's gonna die, huh?
Yeah.
Like, all right,
Yeah.
wrap it up.
I didn't like that either. Yeah.
I loved it.
Jon Snow should have been
Sorcerer's
the one.
Stone. Harry Potter puts it up its nose.
I saw one of them. It
You know
was
what
like
I'm saying?
maybe like
Thanks,
episode
Jeff.
5 or something.
check
I
it
saw
out,
it in the
Jeff.
theater, and I actually really liked it. But it was just like, whatever. It's Harry Potter.
I tried to read the first book and it was awful. I tried to read the second book, just as bad. The third book was readable, Prisoner
Yeah.
of Azkaban, and then every book thereafter was just straight balls.
Overall,
Wow,
though,
our
great
friendship sucks.
Great concept, cool visuals. The game, Quidditch they play or whatever.
Quidditch.
That's your
Yeah,
friendship
that's
with you,
cool.
Liz.
Those scenes were so cool, yeah.
those scenes were awesome. Like they really were flying
yeah,
around
some
on
cool
that stuff.
stuff, yeah.
Having the big birds and all
But-
that. That's cool.
It just
The-
depends on how much
the
MDMA
movie's called
you
Harry
took.
Potter, and he literally is the worst. I mean, he doesn't do any. He can't do. He is
That's
average.
true. He
in
does
every
need Hermione
way.
Granger for just about everything.
Yeah. It should be called Hermione.
Yeah, and Harry.
Totally.
Hermione and Harry. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a better name.
Hermione touches
Or
Harry.
Hermione
or teaches Harry.
And sometimes Harry.
Yeah.
Doing things.
Doing things.
And the Hendersons.
All right, what else you got?
That's a
Number
series
4,
to watch in
I think
some
this
kind
one's
of
pretty easy.
entheogen.
Star Wars.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, yeah.
In its culture
it's
impact, I
got
think
a
it's
lot.
above. It's weird to rank it that low.
I think I would
What is
agree
it?
that I think that Star Wars should be above Harry Potter.
It just
maybe
seems like
even
it's
above
more of a
Lord of the Rings.
long
I would say that's an
Absolutely
I would say that's an
not.
age thing.
Yeah.
But I mean, like,
Absolutely
span of
not.
history that it's had
Yeah.
an impact. I think there's, like, a greater period of time.
And
that
coming
it's-
in at number 5 is specifically the Avengers movie.
Huh.
That's
Those
amazing.
movies being the Avengers, Age of Ultron, Avengers,
Yeah.
Infinity War, and Avengers Endgame.
See
comes in
that,
at
and
number 5.
that's how I look at the Avengers. Like that's a thing, and then Spider-Man's a thing, and this is a thing,
Yeah,
and this is
yeah.
a thing. But I'm kind of surprised that Back to the Future's not on there.
Yeah, I haven't gotten there yet.
Back to the Future's
I
great.
don't know. We'll see if it comes.
Oh,
up
you have
on this
100
list.
of them. Oh, then that's on there. I thought,
Yeah.
oh, that was
We'll
just
see,
top
we'll see.
5. Got it.
That's
Okay.
top 5. Let's go. So number 6 comes in with Jurassic Park.
Oh, I'd like that. I
My
agree.
problem is I like the first one, and I like the
newer ones.
newer one. And then the rest of them, I mean, I really
Kind of trashy,
meh.
yeah. But
Two is-
definitely the first one was bomb.
Oh, first one's great.
When you get, was it the third one where you get to go
I-
inside of the glass
You know what,
ball
I didn't even
and go
see
around?
Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom. I haven't even seen that one.
I heard it's bad.
But I did see Jurassic World, which is 2015 when the glass thing.
Yeah.
And then Jurassic Park came out in 1993, and that movie was, as a kid, dude, that was awesome.
That
Yeah, it
movie
was
was huge that
fantastic.
summer.
Huge.
But it also had a great cast.
Right.
It did.
And just a great concept. Like there's that scene like, at the very beginning when, or at the early part of the movie when she finally like stands up from the Jeep and like the look of like just sheer awe on her face, and all of a sudden you just see these giant long-necked dinosaurs walking around. Like that was pretty cool.
They did a
And
really
then
good
the
job.
T-Rex eating the guy in the toilet. That was amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. Definitely.
Okay, coming in at number 7, Pirates of the Caribbean.
That should be higher.
Really?
I loved those movies. The
It's
first
like,
one
what have you done for
especially.
me lately? It's
Yeah.
like, why am I going?
I like the first one.
Yeah. After that, they kind of trailed off, but
I felt like
It
it was
started
all the
to, but then it
same
picked back up. It started to get real cartoonish style.
Just the most
of,
recent one
of
feels
moving,
old.
and then
yeah.
then once like the fourth movie came out or
kinda
whatever, it
turned
kind of went
Orlando
back
Bloom
to
into a douchebag.
Yeah.
His character was kind of turned into a douchebag through the other movies, so I don't know.
Doucher.
It's like Back to the Future. It was dope, but it was like a long time ago.
Yeah.
All right, I think this is one some of you may agree with. Number 8, the Dark Knight trilogy.
yeah.
Were they?
But do you feel that is better
Dan?
than Indiana Jones, which comes in at 9?
Yes, I do.
I don't know. Indiana Jones is
Rated-
older but more impactful.
Indiana
So here's the
Jones
thing.
was dope.
Raiders of the Lost Ark,
there
Temple
was
of Doom,
way
Last
more
Crusade, freaking
writing.
amazing.
It's multi-generational.
I feel like they ruined it with Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
No,
Dark-
terrible.
Dark
Terrible.
Knight is like 1 or 2 generations. Indiana Jones is like at least 3 or 4 generations. of
Yeah.
impact.
At
Yeah.
least. At least.
The
And
shotgun
they said that
punches.
they're doing a new. They're allegedly doing a new one. Oh,
Right.
Yeah, they should stop that.
Also,
They should stop. He's too old.
John Wick.
Oh.
They're shooting. That's not on. It's on here later.
Yeah.
But they're shooting 4 and 5.
Yeah.
Back to back.
And that's as a huge John Wick fan, that's very concerning because it's one of those things where they've even admitted it. They said, we didn't think this first one would turn into what it turned into.
Yeah.
So we're kind of writing the story. We don't really have a plan.
It's very obvious.
What I would do.
But I think it's fun.
It's
I
fun.
think it's very obvious.
Yeah.
What I would do is have you all seen John Wick?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
we've seen
yeah.
them all.
All of them.
Okay, so
Great movies.
4, there's only so much you can do with it. End it at 4 and 5. Let's see John Wick do the impossible task and make a prequel when he's John Wick.
Oh, nice.
When
That'd
he's-
be dope.
How he builds John, dude. it's
Why
John
is
Wick.
everybody so afraid
Why-
of John Wick?
Let's see the pencil trick. Like, what did he do to
Yeah.
get
He's
out?
such a badass.
And then have it lead up to 1. That's how I would approach it. But the farther you go down, it's like you're just running out of stuff to do. It's kind of
For
like
sure.
it's kind of like the Terminator stuff. Like, what happened? Like,
Yeah, they
Terminator
should've
1 and
stopped that
2
at
was
2.
amazing, and then after that, it just turned to hell. Like,
Yeah.
it is awful.
Agreed.
Well,
Totally
Jeff,
agree.
I can tell you it's not in their top 30.
What, Terminator?
Oh, Jeff is
Oh,
wondering
God.
where Planet of the Apes
original
landed.
Planet of the Apes, which actually really good.
Depends on which Planet of the Apes you're
The
talking
newer
about.
ones, right?
I love those.
Hey,
saying-
Jeff,
He's talking
the
about the
newer
original.
ones?
The
Oh,
original.
the original.
Oh,
one.
This
okay.
next one, number 10, just reminds us that we have to have a grain of salt for
Yeah.
Rancor because
X-Men.
X-Men.
Oh, all right, well,
It's like,
this list is trash.
Yeah.
well, Rancor's just always got their mouth on Marvel's hot dog, like all the time.
Well, that's Fox's hot dog. That's
Yeah.
X-Men was Fox.
Right, they had to sell that and
So
Sony,
terrible.
or they
'Cause,
had
like-
to sell that and Spider-Man to keep them afloat for a while.
In the top 11, 4 of them are all Marvel. So it's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
just Marvel umbrella, you could have said.
Well, coming in at 11 is the Iron Man trilogy.
Oh,
yeah.
Jesus.
It's like of the top 11,
You know
4
what?
of them
Not
are Marvel.
all of the Iron Mans were good, though.
No, actually, I only like the first one.
Iron Man.
I like all the Iron Mans.
Yeah?
So
I love
okay, I'm a little bit of I'm an Iron Man junkie. So
Yeah, me too.
This is my thing with Marvel.
Second one was
I
okay.
think it's gonna kind of fall off now that Robert Downey Jr.'s not around anymore because he was kind of the engine that kind of moving it
Yeah,
along.
him and Chris Evans.
The first one, Iron Man, absolutely fantastic because it was like fighter pilots, this, that, and the other. Iron Man 2, I watched the thing
Loved it.
on YouTube. There's some stuff that could have been done better. It's okay. Iron Man 3 is very unique. Like if you go back and watch Iron Man
Yeah.
3, it doesn't fit in the Marvel Cinematic
Yeah, it's
Universe
special.
At all.
and it's very Lethal Weapon-esque,
Yeah.
which is Shane Black who made it.
I love
Even
it.
down to the Christmas time theme.
true,
Like
yeah.
it was just kind of a fun movie, but
Yeah. It
built
was
China's
like-
middle class, which isn't a good thing.
The only time that you can have like this
Iron Man 2
character
was
do
kinda
a
painful.
fresh plot like out of canon and
Yeah.
it still worked that well.
Yeah.
But they almost had to poo-poo it
Yeah.
in a way because they ended it in a very strange way.
Pep
Strange, and,
Pruitt?
and I didn't like
I
it.
don't remember that.
I couldn't figure out why the whole time he had to charge the Iron Man suit with a car battery when he's got the arc reactor in his chest. Like I'm like, oh, hold on, wait a minute. Somebody didn't read the comic. That doesn't make sense.
Okay, coming in at 12 is Toy Story.
Oh yeah, bravo.
Nice.
Great.
That should be way higher.
Yeah.
actually.
That should be way higher. Those are great
Yeah.
movies.
Yeah, 95. Yeah, they're pretty good. I didn't like
This
the last
goes
one.
into like guilty pleasures.
Yeah.
When you start talking about like Disney movies.
I didn't,
For
I didn't
sure.
like Toy
Incredibles
Story 4.
too. That's another one.
Incredible.
Incredible.
Dog.
Yeah, I love
my
those movies.
man.
Coming
I
in
love
at number 13 was
Incredibles.
the Hobbit trilogy.
No.
Oh no, trash.
Terrible.
You didn't like them?
No, it's
Terrible.
I thought they were good.
Critically panned.
Yeah,
I liked them.
How could
they
be
were so
something-
bad I fell asleep in them.
Wow.
You know, and I
Dude,
never.
I
fall asleep in
really
movies.
did
Yeah,
too.
I was like, I'm going.
I
to
fell
bed.
asleep in
I
I'm
mean,
having enough of
that's
this.
no big thing for me. I
Yeah.
do that during
Thing
movies,
is,
but
hold on,
like,
critically
I pay,
panned,
I
so
pay
wait a
money
minute.
to
Hold
go
on,
see
wait a
that
minute. What number are
movie.
you on?
That was 13.
We haven't hit Rambo or Rocky yet. Like, how is that possible?
Number 14 is Shrek.
Okay, Shrek's good.
Shrek's dope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rocky,
No qualms.
Rocky,
Oh come on,
The
Rocky's
first
amazing.
Shrek came out
Rocky
in
up to
2001.
like 4. Rocky 4.
2001
They're
was the
all
first
good.
Shrek? Wow.
Yeah, they're all
And
good.
Rocky comes in at number 15. And there's
Okay.
not a
Okay,
Rocky
okay.
and that includes
Okay.
Creed and Creed 2.
Yeah.
There and Rocky Balboa. All.
I owe you.
Rocky 5 is the
I
worst
owe,
one.
I owe you and
Yeah.
Ronnie
Tommy Gunn.
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
Creed.
Yeah, easily.
Creed movie.
But Rocky Balboa, when it came to when
That was
he kicked
fun.
it off, I thought it was good. It showed him as an old man.
You show
trying
what happens to Adrian. She has cancer.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of thing. Yeah.
And then
Son hates him.
And then Creed was
Yeah.
really good because it's like, hey, my career's over, but here's this young
Right.
kid, and
Right.
I have this thing with his dad, and I'm gonna help you out. Kid.
Yeah.
I thought that was really cool.
He becomes Mick.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
becomes Mick. So it was a really cool way to historically
Yeah.
like circle everything. 16 was Spider-Man's Spider-Man trilogy by Sam Raimi.
Which one was that?
That's the Tobey Maguire
Tobey
one.
That was
Maguire.
trash.
Spider-Man
way.
2 is
Trash.
regarded as like the greatest superhero movie of all time.
Yeah.
I
Spider-Man,
think it's
Spider-Man
good.
2
I don't know if it's the
fantastic.
best.
Yeah.
I hated Spider-Man
And
3.
then we get to John Wick at 17.
Yeah. Mr. Wick.
There's no way that's that low.
And then
low.
18 is The Terminator.
Yeah, terrible.
But this is the thing. The
Like
first
Terminator
Terminator
1 and
movie was
2?
okay. Terminator 2 was amazing.
Was
Yeah.
dope.
First,
Yeah.
5 out of 5 stars.
Legendary.
Yeah, it blew everyone away,
Yeah.
especially with that liquid metal man.
And then they just kind of, all the rest of them, I mean, they may as well not even made.
Yeah. I watched the
Come with me
Genesis
if you want
one.
to
That
live.
one was terrible. The one with Christian Bale was awful. The
Oh, yeah,
Salvation one, that was terrible.
Men in Black comes in at 19.
Terrible.
Were fun, then got weird.
Yeah, it was fun, and then it became too weird. And then number
Terrible
20, and I
show.
think this one actually should be higher to me,
Yeah.
is Mission Impossible.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, those are great.
Those are, I thought
They
it was
got
great.
old
Number
too.
2 sucked. The
Yeah,
one with
number
the
2
Fred
wasn't great.
Durst version of the song,
Yeah.
and he had the long hair and the motorbike. That one was terrible. But
But-
the other ones were good.
Mission Impossible, Fallout, blew my ever-loving mind, dude.
Was that
Oh, I need to see
the
that
last
The
one?
last one. And
That
he
one
has
was really. That's
all
one
of
with
his
Harry
own
with
stuff.
the
I slept
mustache.
on it.
Yeah.
Harry Cavill with the
Yeah.
mustache. That one was real good, and the one right before, I think
Yes,
Ghost
Rogue Nation.
Oh, Rogue Nation.
Fantastic.
Ghost Protocol was good too.
Also great.
But the one where he's in Dubai is fun. When he's got
Yes,
that BMW
that's-
that lights up like the Tron
That's
car.
either Ghost Protocol or Rogue Nation. I
Yeah,
don't
those
remember.
are great.
But loved the
Again,
Mission Impossible.
something I'd want to see out
Horror
of a new
movies. I
James.
think he's talking about Men in Black.
Again, something I'd want to see out of a new James Bond movie is very Mission Impossible-esque. He's got the gadgets, he's got the doodads. It's not an exploding pen, but he's got a pen that's a laser that, can, I don't know.
Doodads.
Blind a Portland police officer. I don't know what the laser's going to
Jeff
do.
says Fallout saved that series. I really liked Ghost Protocol and Rogue Nation. I thought Fallout really was another level.
Yeah.
It really was another level, and I think it should really be regarded as one of the greatest action movies to have ever been made.
Now, depending on how it pans out, once it comes out, where would you rank Ghostbusters? Because they got another one coming
it's
out.
top 5.
And it's
well, you know what?
It's
The
circling
Ghostbusters
around this last
3,
one.
The Ghostbusters 3, the chick one.
No, that don't count.
Can kiss my ass.
Yeah, that one don't count. But the new one, it was supposed to come out this year, right?
No.
Oh,
So
yeah.
Rambo comes in. There, I found Planet of the Apes. It's number 52.
No way. It's way better than
Yeah,
that.
it actually is lower than
Way
The
better.
Hangover.
So
Hangover is way better
And
too.
Lethal Weapon.
So, yeah, Lethal Weapon's kind of stale. Ghostbusters, it's got the original cast in it.
Yeah, that's gonna be dope.
That's gonna be fun. And
Yeah,
Ivan
I'm
Reitman's
really
kids
excited.
making it. Yeah, it's Egon's granddaughter finds all the proton packs and stuff in
And
a barn.
I think Rick Moranis is actually having a little debut in that.
Yeah.
Wow.
He quit acting to.
Oh,
help
it'd be
his
so
wife.
great to have him come back.
Yeah,
it'd be dope.
You
Lord
guys-
Helmet.
Mission Impossible 1, the end of it when they're talking about all the
That's
risk
true.
chips.
Doesn't
and they're
any
like
Tom
risk chips,
Cruise
risk
movie-
chips. That's like the kind of chips we use in our cell phones today. That movie predicted the future.
Jeff said, I also have to ask, doesn't any Tom Cruise movie also qualify as a Hobbit movie?
That's very
It
true.
does. It does.
Risky business.
Yeah.
All the right.
Risky business.
Risky business.
All the right moves with Craig T. Nelson. Right?
Guys, thank you for tuning in to Two Clueless Dudes.
Yeah.
Please download the RadioVegas.rocks app. Listen to us on RadioVegas.rocks. If you can't watch us live, you could just turn on the app and listen away. You'll miss out on our smiling faces, but hey, that's okay.
It can play in the background while you do
I'd
other
like
stuff.
to thank D Squared, Dan Doran for coming
Yeah.
in.
Thanks, guys. This
Yeah,
is fun.
thanks for coming
Awesome.
in.
And then again, we're going to have good old John Wayne Bobbitt on the show, and he should be coming in probably in about 2 weeks.
2
Episode
weeks.
after
2 weeks, not this
We'll-
next episode.
we'll
but
let
that
you
next
know.
Episode after. All right, stay
If you
classy.
forgot who he is, make sure that you Google him. GTS.
Yeah.
Be safe. Watch out for your peoples.
Just
Take
don't
care
cut
of each
and
other.
paste.
Don't do anything ridiculous.
It was fun.
All right, cold close, cold close, cold